There's a fire burning softly at the end of every night, where the weary souls come wandering from another losing fight. Broken keys and shattered armor, raid wipes stacked up to the sky. But there's always one who's waiting, with a laugh and kind reply. She's got flour on her apron and a shield upon her arm, can turn a dungeon into home with a little druid charm. And we all know where we're headed when the world feels cold and gray, 'cause Ma's got room for everyone at her table every day. When the bosses hit like thunder, when the mechanics pull asunder, when we're doubting if we'll ever see the kill, there's a voice that keeps us steady, saying take your time, we're ready. And somehow all the noise goes still. Raise them up for Ma tonight, guardian beneath the moonlight, standing tall when the darkness comes around. 3 kids, 1,000 stories, fighting battles, claiming glories, never letting life keep her down. Through the chaos and the laughter, through the wipes and what comes after, she's the heart that keeps this family strong. And wherever we may roam, Ma's table feels like home, so we'll sing her name forever in this song. From Austrian hills and valleys to the forests of Azeroth, she carried warmth wherever she went and shared far more than she got. Every chair became a welcome, every meal became a friend, every stranger found a reason to come wandering back again. The wolves all know her kindness, the bears all know her strength, the creatures of the forest would follow her any length. And the guild keeps gathering closer, like the stars around the sun, because she somehow makes us feel like every single one belongs. When the tanks are getting flattened, when the pull is looking tragic, when somebody accidentally starts the fight, she'll just laugh and keep on going, keep the confidence still growing, and somehow make it all alright. Raise them up for Ma tonight, guardian beneath the moonlight, standing tall when the darkness comes around. 3 kids, 1,000 stories, fighting battles, claiming glories, never letting life keep her down. Through the chaos and the laughter, through the wipes and what comes after, she's the heart that keeps this family strong. And wherever we may roam, Ma's table feels like home, so we'll sing her name forever in this song. Some battles don't drop loot, some victories don't show, some roads are walked in silence, where only courage goes. Yet every day she rises, every day she stands, showing us what strength looks like without demanding fans. Not every hero wears a crown, not every legend swings a blade. Sometimes they simply keep on smiling when others would have been afraid. Raise them up for Ma tonight, guardian beneath the moonlight, stronger than the storms that fill the sky. Through the laughter and the tears, through the hard and hopeful years, showing all of us the reason why. Family isn't blood alone, it's the people that you've shown how to stand and how to carry on. And as long as raids are running and the tavern lights are glowing, Ma's table will forever carry on. So here's to Anja, here's to Ma, keeper of the hearth, protector of the wild, mother of the guild. And no matter where Mars table, at Mars table.
Hello, hello, everybody.
Oh, I can't hear anything now.
Okay, we are
Okay.
testing if everything is working. That's the first thing on the agenda today, to test everything.
I can't
Felony
hear
is
anybody.
who are you not hearing?
Felony.
Oh, Felony is talking to probably her stream, so don't you
Right,
worry
that's
about
fine
her.
then.
Oh, yes, sorry. I was
That's
just saying
fine
hi to
then.
chat and like saying like I'm not gonna be like talking too much to chat, but just know like I'm thankful everybody's here.
How do I share chat? Oh, share chat started. Okay.
Shared chat started. I did my homework.
Okay.
Ma did her
Well,
homework. Let's give Felony and you guys, if you want to say anything to your stream and mute yourself quickly or on Discord or whatever, please do so, and then we can start. And yes, oh my God, everybody in HD is just amazing.
But if you guys have any audio things for me, please let me know. Just let me know in chat if audio starts being weird, because you know it's me and I always tend to have audio issues, but you know, we're just gonna roll with it. But I do have my classic character at a table around a campfire. This is not the Lion's Inn that I'm at. This is actually here in what is it? Not Theramore, Menethil Harbor. It's in the wetlands. So I was like,
Okay,
the Lion's Pride Inn is probably not not appropriate for that.
let's do this, ladies and gentlemen. We see the chat is already getting more and more people. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Ma's Table Talk. Wherever you're joining us from today, thank you so much for spending, a part of your day, evening, morning, God knows where you're from, with us. I really hope you had a wonderful week. It wasn't too hot on our side, so I'm hopeful that it wasn't too hot on either of your guys' side this week. It was pretty pleasant. Um, Please grab yourself something nice to drink because this might be one of the longest table talks we're gonna have. Get comfortable and gather around the campfire. We're talking today about something. Oh, somebody got something amazing. We are talking tonight about something that has connected millions of players across the world for more than, what is it, 20 years now? World of Warcraft Classic. Tonight isn't simply though about, looking back, because Classic has become something much bigger than just revisiting the past. We have the Classic, we have Hardcore, we have Season of Discovery, um, pretty much anything, and more conversation than ever before about where Blizzard might take Classic next. We're gonna cover it all. So basically, every great campfire draws in travelers from all around Azeroth. Some arrive carrying, legendary tales of victory because they've been playing for so long. Others bring stories of wipes, like Holger vibes, so spectacular, basically. They're still painful to think about. And every campfire begins with someone willing to share their story. Uh, our first adventure tonight that has joined us has spent countless hours journeying across Azeroth, embracing both the kind of timeless charm of classic and the ever evolving world of retail. So whatever he is, kind of chasing epic moments, uh, raid leading, enjoying the quieter kind of corner of the game, or simply sharing the adventure with his community that is also quite big now. One thing is always very clear: his love for the game and for World of Warcraft is very genuine. So please give me a round of applause for Giz.
Hello, everybody.
Yay!
How are you today?
Mhm.
I'm happy to be here. Excited to have this conversation.
Yay! Um, every great expedition, though, needs also someone who's never afraid to kind of answer the call to adventure, be it on Alliance side or on Horde side, or in retail or in classic. Our next traveler has walked many roads through Azeroth, returning time and time again through life and death to classic and to retail. He's a creator who enjoys exploring what makes each version of the game special while building kind of a welcoming place for fellow adventurers to gather, chat, and simply enjoy the journey together. So, welcome with me, Kid.
Hello. Happy to be here and hope everyone is going to enjoy this stream. And yeah, I've done it all in this game. Really enjoy it. So I'm looking forward to talking about it more.
Yay! And no gathering around the campfire would be complete without someone willing to embrace just a little bit of chaos, or maybe a bit more. Joining us tonight is a passionate Warcraft creator, proud warlock diva, and someone who reminds us that some of the best adventures aren't measured by loot, but by the memories we create along the way. So, whether she's exploring classic from an early age on or retail, her enthusiasm for Azeroth shines brightly in everything she does. So, please welcome with me, Felony!
Hi, I'm so excited to be here. I'm so honored you asked me to be a part of this. World of Warcraft has been a very big part of my life. Like, I may not look like I've been, I'm a veteran gamer, but I did start when I was like 9 years old because of my dad, which maybe we'll get into later. But
Yes,
just know I was here during Vanilla Classic, and I'm very, very excited to be dive back into that. So I'm very, very excited to be here. Thank you, Ma, for inviting me.
always gladly. Um,
Mm,
Thank you all three of you for being here
mhm,
tonight. It's really an honor, and I'm genuinely looking forward to this conversation. Um, Before we begin, just a quick disclaimer. There is only one rule tonight, and that rule is that there is no wrong answers to any of the questions unless somebody tells me, that Mankrik's wife was easy to find. Right.
ah,
That is the only thing that I do not accept. Um, so, hey, I can make a good joke at times. So let's kind of start where every great adventure begins, the beginning. Could each of you just introduce yourselves? Just tell us a little about who you are, what kind of content you create, and where everybody can find you after this show. So let's, ladies first, please, gentlemen. So let's start with Felony.
Hello. For those of you who don't know me, I am Felony, and I recently started content creating back last October. Um, I have seen a lot of Warcraft creator content and thought it would be super fun to join in on that. So it took a lot. It took a lot for me to put myself out there. Um, I had recently gotten back into retail WoW couple years ago, and it's been so fun. Me and my husband, we play together. We're in a guild together and have met some of our online guildies. It's been super, super fun. So I was like, you know what? Maybe since we don't have kids, I was like, maybe we just, maybe I could pour my some of my energy into content creating. And I'm so glad I did, because if I didn't, I would have never met any of you. And it has just been an amazing journey so far. The amount of people I've met, the amount of friendships that I've made, like I am just so, so glad that Shy Felony has decided to break out of her
your
little
video
shell
just forward.
and do this, especially the streaming side. Oh my gosh, if you would have told me like 2 years ago, like, hey, by the way, you're gonna stream, I would have been like,
Yeah.
that's a lie because I am not brave enough for that. But I've watched so many people just make it look like it's so easy, and I'm so happy that I did. But I got into Warlock content. That is my first debut, I guess, on the WoW talk of social media. And while I love my retail WoW and my Warlock, I think my inner child has been shining a little bit through going back through like playing Season of Discovery, but getting back into Classic and making Classic content. It has been such a joy. So I don't know. We will still do Warlock content because we have to. But I
But you're
don't know.
not a warlock on Classic.
I am actually not a warlock on Classic. I don't want to seem like like a foe, but I have actually been really enjoying playing my Night Elf Hunter on Classic. That's what I played back in 2006, 2005, as well as like a druid. Warlock is very hard to play on Classic, so I got to do a little bit more research on that.
Well, thank you so much. Giz.
Yes.
So I've been playing since April of 2005. My journey in Azeroth started on one faithful drunken night during spring break, where some of my friends were having a old school LAN party, and here I am playing Mario Kart on the TV, and I'm like, "What are you guys doing? Like, what is this game?" And they're like, "Oh, it's World of Warcraft." And I was like, what the heck is World of Warcraft? And here's my friend running through Elwyn Forest on a Night Elf Hunter. And he's got this bear, and I just watch him take down some critters, and I was like, oh, it's like, okay, this is fun. So he came over to my house, made sure my computer can handle it, and went right to Walmart and bought it. And that's it. I created a troll rogue named Captain Morgan. Oh yeah, CAPTMRGAN was the name because you couldn't fit the O, so I had to figure out a way to get it in there.
Logic, yeah.
I was literally filling out every single tree on the talent tree as I was going around. So like every time I got a talent point, I did the first row in subtlety, and then assassination, and then combat. And a friend of mine was like, "Hey, you're doing this way wrong. Like, you got to fill out one tree." From there,
I did the same mistake with the
yeah.
first character ever.
Little did I know everybody was playing rogue, so there was no spots for raiding. So I really didn't get into raiding until right around AQ40 launched, when I re-rolled to Alliance from Horde and made a mage because nobody was playing mage at the time. And females had the best casting graphic in my opinion, so I had this little female mage named Betsy with she had the little bob cut, and I raided on her through most of BC, and then
So
I fell in
quite
love
some
with Resto.
time.
Oh yeah, and then I fell in love with Resto Shaman, and I played Resto Shaman with a little bit of Elemental all the way through till Legion.
Okay, wow.
And now I'm tanking. So big
So
change.
a
Big change.
man of many trades.
Yeah. On Classic, I still have a Resto Shaman that I dabble on once in a while. My two brothers play Warrior, so I'm their pocket healer in AV.
Oh God. Okay. We're gonna come back to that for sure. Kip.
So yeah, I have been playing World of Warcraft since about 6 months after it launched. I started playing when I was visiting my friend during university. I'd visit her house, and then I ended up moving in with her. And my first character was actually on her account because I didn't have my own account because there was no point because I'd only be visiting every few months, sort of thing. But then I had my very first character. I bought my own account, and I still play that character today. That's my druid, Cabalis. He's jumped different servers over the last 20 odd years. Started off on Salfang, and then I was introduced to a guild that was run by my good friend, and it kind of went from there. I mean, we'll get into the whole "how did you come up with your character's name" sort of situation
Definitely.
later on. But there was a theme. There was a theme in this guild, and that's where my character came through. So yeah, it's been a long journey. I didn't start. So on my channel, I have a challenge in Classic Hardcore where I'm playing Horde for the very first time in Classic.
Love that. Love
Because
that.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, I was 100% Alliance up until roughly Legion. I never had a Horde character. So this whole hardcore challenge thing that I'm doing, first of all, I'm challenging myself because it's hardcore. But secondly, I'm challenging myself because everything is brand new to me, which is great because it's a 20-odd-year-old game and I've not had that experience before. So I'm experiencing the classic Horde zones for the very first time.
Well, you were my
And
inspiration because you started the whole let's let the wheel decide
yeah,
what you're gonna play. So
yeah,
I did the same, and I was like, "Oh, please give me Alliance," and it stopped on Horde, and I was like,
yeah.
"No, no." And then I got
I
a
mean,
troll, and I was like, "Oh my god, even worse. Why not a Tauren at least?" And
yeah,
then it the whole first area for trolls was for me like I didn't know where the heck I'm going, and then
no.
I would just go somewhere, and this is where the Mancrick's wife joke came from. I was like, "Where the heck is that woman? Like, I don't care
I,
if you're
I
dead, bro. Just show
I
yourself."
only know who he is through lore. I've never met him. I don't know who he is.
Like
So
literally,
I don't know. But
so
yeah,
bad.
it's been a good 20-odd years. I mean, I hopped around between expansions, but yeah, it's been pretty good the last 20 years.
Can't imagine. I'm gonna ask you guys just random questions, and basically we're kind of talking about the beginning anyway now. Felony, do you remember, because you were really young, do you remember your very first day in WoW? Like what expansion it was, how old you were, and so on? I know that it was very young.
Yes, actually. So my dad was the one who got me into playing World of Warcraft. So I would go over to his house every other weekend growing up, and there was just one weekend where he was playing this game and he had a guild and they were raiding. I remember watching him raid on Friday nights with his guild, like Molten Core, Deep Home, all those things. But anyway, he showed me the cinematic for World of Warcraft, and it was so like I was just so blown away. And so my very first character was a night elf druid because of that cinematic. I was blown away. I was like, what is this? Now, I didn't do anything productive besides like questing and maybe some PvP
But
growing up.
this
Like
is
I didn't
why he
do,
got you into the game, girl. He needed somebody to
yeah.
farm the mats, I guess. This is
Yes,
why I
yes,
would
we
get
did.
my kids into it.
Yes, it was so fun playing with him. Now he did his own thing on Friday nights because that's, you know, his guild raid night. But me, I just ran around Azeroth. I ran around Azeroth. I did some questing. I did some PvP. I know I did a lot of PvP, and I was just hanging out for the most. I think I did some dungeons, but no, what would be considered end game content in retail. I didn't do anything like that. But I still have her. We started out on Windrunner, and now she's on Area 52. But I still have her.
Aw, that's so cute. And you were
She's
9-ish?
Yes, yes. If it
Wow.
came out 2004, 2000, yeah, yeah, 9, 10. And
I'm
so I
so
just played
old.
every other weekend going over to his house for until I got busy in high school and went off to college, and then I took time off and didn't get back into it until after, you know, being in adulthood. But yeah, it was one of the best things I looked forward to going to see him, besides seeing him and hanging out with him. But I was very excited to play WoW at his house.
That I can imagine. Um, Giz, what was kind of for you the moment when you realized, like, yes, this game has me and it's never letting me go? Was it like a first dungeon or a first raid or meeting friends in game, discovering a zone? Like, was it something completely different?
so it was like a culmination of things, really. I am not a quester by any means, shape, or form. So I just love to grind. I grinded to 60 on every single one of my characters up until BC, and then BC kind of like started to sequest a little bit because it was a little bit faster.
Mm-hmm.
But really, what captured me was walking into Molten Core for the first time.
Oh.
So, and I didn't raid until like AQ40 was out. So I'm on a mage. I had a great leader in the mage, because back then you had class leaders. Like literally, there was somebody that was leading. Yeah, because you had anywhere from 5 to 8 of a class. Back then there was no we're gonna run optimal settings where we're gonna run 15 warlocks. There's no warrior meta back then. You weren't running 25 warriors. So we ran 6 mages, and this guy, I'll never forget his name. His name was Jorah, and he pulled me into Ventrilo. For all of you that remember Ventrilo and the helicopter
Oh God.
sound when it came through, you knew somebody was trolling you. He's like, "Hey, we're gonna go through all of your talents and we're gonna set you up." He's like, "You're gonna be our improved Blizzard mage because you're the weakest geared. And then you're gonna have improved. I think it was improved Frostbolt. One of the ones that put a chill effect on the mobs. He's like, because you're not going to do the DPS that we're going to do. He's going to be honest with you. And he goes, as you get more gear, then we'll all start rotating. And that's how it went. And then when we went into AQ40, we all went into fire. We all went fire, and then we stayed fire through Nax. But it was really walking into Molten Core and them giving me my very first piece, which happened to be tier 1 bracers. Dropped off the second mob we killed. Yeah.
Nice.
That's really nice. Kib, like, if you could go back 20
Okay.
years ago, would you tell your younger self to start playing WoW again, or would you warn yourself about, the thousands of hours you're about to
Oh,
lose experience?
I'd 100% tell myself to play it. 100%. I'd probably tell myself to be a bit more patient and not to be really annoying to people, because I was a really annoying 20-year-old.
Well,
Yeah,
aren't we all?
and ask for people for forgiveness. But no, 100%. I mean, this game has meant so much to me over the last 20 odd years. I have a tattoo, a night elf tattoo, drew a tattoo on my
Aw.
wrist. But it's subtle
Ah.
enough that unless you know, you know. Um, it's shaped my life in terms of what games I enjoy. It's shaped my life in terms of the sort of books and stories that I enjoy reading, and the types of stories I like to tell. I am a storyteller at heart. I live for the fantasy. I really do. I've met so many good friends through this game that I wouldn't have met otherwise. I've exposed myself to people from different countries and different cultures. It was the best education I could have given myself. I mean, I went to university, yeah, but this gave me real life. It's weird to say that a computer game gave yourself life experience, but I have friends to this day that I am still in touch with from 20 years ago who live in different countries. We don't see each other all the time. We don't play the game anymore together. It moved from an in-game friendship to a real life friendship, and I visited them in the past, and I wouldn't have done that if I didn't play this game. It isn't just a game. It really isn't. And it's a very cliche thing to say, but it really had a huge impact on my life.
Aw, that's amazing.
Oh.
Um, every campfire eventually kind of reaches the point, where somebody says, eating s'mores and, with the campfire in the middle, like, do you remember when? So let's kind of do that. When someone says classic, Giz, what's the first memory that appears in your mind?
Character selection screen when I was making my very first character.
Did it give you goosebumps back then? Like, was it really like a defining moment? Because I remember for me, I was very shocked that, I mean, now when we see retail, it's a different ball game. But back then, it was something that I didn't see it before like that. So for me, it was
So
very.
Yeah, I didn't get goosebumps until I died the first time. That's when the game came actually like real for me, right? Because I probably got to maybe level 8 before I finally died, and you start to get to that point where like you're kind of overconfident and you start to pull more than 2 mobs, you know. And for a rogue, more than 2 is a lot. So I was like 3 or 4 mobs deep, and then I couldn't find my body because I didn't know how to use the map. So I ended up creating a whole new character, and my friend came over and he goes, "Oh, what happened to the rogue?" And I was like, "I can't find my body." So he happened to show me how to find my body. Thankfully I only got a few levels in. But yeah, I didn't get any goosebumps until I died the first time. That's when the game really
That's
came like surreal for me.
that's so amazing. But since you know since you like kind of mentioned felony, what's the funniest thing that ever happened to you in classic? Do you remember anything that really like was funny to you that happened?
Hmm. Let's see.
There's too many. There's too many.
I'm trying to remember, like, being so young when this happened. I am trying to remember all of, like, I don't know. Sometimes it's so hard to remember like certain moments.
But we can also
Back
say
then.
now that was there anything now in classic that really, what's the funniest thing that happened now?
Um,
It doesn't have to be
yes,
classic
actually,
back then.
I do have a story. It was actually a couple days ago, and I've been leveling my character, and something going back, you have to shut off retail brain because retail brain is so real when you're in classic.
Yep.
I think, oh, what happened? I was in this area, and so first of all, going to Stranglethorn is just humbling, even all these years later in classic. And I was doing a quest where I had to I had to get this tablet from these areas where there's trolls, and if you play classic, like Gizmo said, like you can't pull more than like 1 or 2 mobs at a time if you know you if you can handle that. Okay, I have been learning hunter things, and I'm a little impressed with myself. And I literally had maybe 0.5% health, and I feigned death and saved myself from these other things that I started to pull when I thought I wouldn't pull if I was higher up on these like ledges. To me, that was funny because I was like, I did it. I survived. How did I survive? I have no idea. But it's very humbling your first death back in classic, and you're like, oh, that's right. I can't do that.
Oh goodness. Well, yeah, that totally makes sense. Kib, what's one place in Azeroth that instantly feels like home to you? Like not because it's, useful, but because it simply feels right to be there.
Eldrasil.
Yes, of
I will
course.
never forgive Sylvanas.
Oh,
I will never forgive her. And they did her dirty. I'm very aware of that. But my very first character was a nice elf. And the very first time logging in, and you're around Dolinar, and the camera's panning around the tree, and you're just running around on this little isolated, essentially. Well, at first you think it's just a big island, and because I hadn't played any other Warcraft games before I played this, so I didn't realize it was a giant tree. Obviously, I was getting to the edges and thinking, we're really high up. But yeah, I didn't realize that it was a giant tree, and just the music just drew me in. I mean, I know everybody, all the memes out there is like, oh, the sound of home, and it's like the sound of Elwyn Forest, etc. But for me, it's the music from Eldrasil. It's it
Mm.
it speaks to me deep in my soul. I love it. It's just the best. It's absolutely the best. Yeah.
I have a question for all three of you. Try to answer in like tops 2 sentences if you can. If not, we will understand. If Blizzard would let you relive one single day from your entire WoW journey, right? Which day would you choose and why?
Can you say that again? Sorry.
Because if Blizzard would let you relive one single day from your whole WoW journey, so from Classic till now, which day would that be and why?
That's tough. I have two.
That is,
Mhm.
yeah, that's very
I have
tough.
two.
Oh, there we go. Chat says, my first time raiding Tempest Keep. That's a nice one.
Um, I think, to be honest, I've loved getting back into WoW. It has really just, it's deep in my core. I like this game is such a huge part of my life. But to be honest, I think I would go back to doing just random PvP with my dad. I had so much fun playing with him when I was younger, and he doesn't play anymore. He just doesn't have time, and he is a very competitive person. And so, like, if he's gonna play, he wants to do all the things. He wants to have time to, um, get gear and keep up on his character, and he just doesn't anymore. And so, I think I would go back if I could have another day to play with my dad. I think that's what I would do.
Aw,
No.
that's very nice. Boys, who's gonna go first?
You go, Giz.
All right, I have two. I have two to share, so I have to do it. The first one would be it's two different people. So AJ is one of them, and then a good friend of mine that I used to play with through BC Wrath and like Mop. When I met those two different individuals, I would go back to those starting days and play with them from the beginning again. The one that I don't play with anymore, he's still one of my good friends. He flew in from Colorado for my wedding, was in my wedding party as an emergency. Like, he just doesn't love WoW anymore, which is heartbreaking. But and then obviously the day that I met AJ, because that's why I'm here.
Aw.
He's become one of my best friends. And then there was a day that my brothers and I, so as I mentioned before, my brothers both play Warrior. We were farming UBRS over and over and over again. Mostly Jed runs for Briarwood Reed because my shaman needed it. I was their pocket healer and they had to get it for me, right? Well, a lot of people don't know what spell batching is. So spell batching was a way that Blizzard kind of combated latency back in the day, and they reintroduced it with the rerun of Classic in 2019. But they lowered it down. It wasn't as wide. I think it was like 0.4 milliseconds, where it's now down to like 1, and then they ended up removing it. So anyway, my brother died. We're on the bridge that overlooks the rookery, and you have
Okay.
those two tunnels that go to the left. The pack is at the end still, right? I don't know how he died, but he just died. He's running back because we decided to take a break and make him run, because we always have to res him, because he's that person that you have to res, right? Because he doesn't want to run back. So we make him run back. We come back. He's zoning in, and then my other friend reses him. So as he's zoning in, the res goes off, and there's Alliance outside, so he gets feared as he reses, because he resed somehow outside of the dungeon from the res from our priest. Then it teleported him into the dungeon, and he just was in mid full fear and died again to the same pack that he died to. And I will never forget that. And I would want to play that moment over and over and over again, because we could not stop laughing. Like,
I
it
can
was like an
imagine
hour
that.
long. Yeah, it was like one of those hour long laughs. Those are the two times that I would go back and relive.
That's so cool. I love genuinely those moments when you can just keep laughing because it's so good what happens. Kip, what did you come up with?
So for me, it would probably be getting to experience the spoiler-free whole questline for Onyxia, because that was brand new content, and being I think probably about level 55 or something like that, being probably a little bit too lower level than I should have been, completing the quest line, going up into Stormwind Keep and revealing Onyxia in there, and all of the guards turning on you. There was me, two other guildies in there. We were all doing it at the same time. We somehow managed to survive the attack of the guards. and just it was the culmination of all of the earlier storylines from the Alliance. For me, it's all about the story. It really is.
Mhm.
Yes, there are times that I had with my guildies that will always be special. Like another moment would be post raid fishing off the coast of Tanaris, farming stone scale eels because you needed them for regents for alchemy. Those precious
Oh.
moments. And you could only do it at like after 11 p.m. at night. So it was always our go-to thing post raid. But yeah, the main thing would be the surprises of the stories being revealed during the thing. It's just amazing writing because you get introduced to these storylines from level 1 as
Mhm.
especially as a human alliance character. Like you're there in Northshire Abbey and the Defias are there, and you're like, who are these guys? Why are they doing this? And then the culmination where it's revealed that there's this massive story going on here, this massive plot. That and also killing General Drakisaf for the very first time at Anubis. Um, getting that tactical down right with the hunter fighting him out of the room while you deal with all the ads and stuff. Yeah, just
Mhm.
these little moments. There's countless moments. There really is, and yeah, a lot of my memories are from those very early days because
Mm.
after that, and obviously there's also like going through the dark portal for the very first time. There's been
Mhm.
so many moments. It's almost it is impossible to choose just one, but those ones really do step out for me.
Oh, amazing. Amazing. Definitely. Um, I think that's one of the beautiful things about kind of WoW, that two people can play, exactly the same game and somehow walk away with completely different stories. Um, that brings us to a question that's kind of become bigger than ever over the past few years. What actually is classic today? When people say I play classic these days, that could mean five completely different games, right?
Yeah.
So you have the classic that has become kind of its own little family. Some people love era because it's timeless. Some chase the thrill of hardcore. Others embrace season of discovery because it's all of these crazy experiments Blizzard threw at us, and now everyone has kind of, or it seems to have, an opinion on what comes next. So let's kind of explore every corner of classic. We have classic era first, like that is the OG, the original experience, the classic. What keeps bringing people back? Like Felony, if someone has never experienced vanilla, would you still recommend they start on era today, and why?
Honestly, I would. Um, just because I feel like Classic is such a foundation for World of Warcraft overall. Um, you get to explore so much of the early lore. You get to explore the literal different foundations of the class that you're playing. It's kind of, I mean, don't get me wrong, retail is great. I love retail. Retail is so condensed though. It's kind of hard to get, I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell somebody about World of Warcraft without talking about the classic era of World of Warcraft. So I 100% I would tell them play it. It's extremely like such a slow burn at first, but you
Mm-hmm.
kind of get into all of the early stages of World of Warcraft that kind of sets that pavement for, retail. I always say like classic ran so that retail could walk. So
That's
I
amazing.
100% I would say try out classic, see all of the early stages of World of Warcraft, and retail makes sense after that.
Hmm.
Especially because you have to run everywhere.
You do.
Yes,
It's so humbling.
Yep.
Classic is so humbling. It's
Flying
so
mounds,
like,
what are they?
oh, yeah.
that
It's
is
like
very
manual
true.
mode.
But Kib, what do you think vanilla still does better than any other version of WoW? And what's one thing about vanilla that newer players really or usually underestimate?
So, in my it's my experience, and well, yeah, I struggle with how fast retail is.
Many do,
Because
yes.
you get a level 1 character, and I really do like the new intro like island, what's it called, the new starter island that they have. I think that's great. But the thing I love with classic is when you make Exiles Reach. Yes, thank you. You get to know who your character is, because each of the races start if they're in their own zone, unless you're like a troll or you're a gnome. You share your space because either Murlocs have taken over or Trogs have taken it over. And you get to learn the identity of your character. Like you go through the struggles that are affecting them, and then you're introduced into the alliance and who the alliance is and how you can all work together, or who the horde are and how they can work together. And I think that vanilla does it really well in making you care about your character as an RPG character.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not discrediting retail at all. I play retail. I love it. But I recently introduced my partner to World of Warcraft, and we went straight into retail, and he was so confused about what was going on. It's like, why should I be caring about these people? Okay, let's go to this quest. Let's go to this quest. Let's go to this quest. Let's go to this one. And you kind of miss all of the story that's happening because you're thrown into like an expansion rather than into the world that it's set in. And your brand new character is like, oh, there's these epic characters who need your help. It's like, well, I'm a level 1 character. Why does this like level skull wizard need my help? Why does this dragon, who's the personification of arcane magic, did a troll capture them, sort of thing? It's I don't know. I think I'm going on a bit of a rant here. um, but I just think classic does it really well to make you it similar to what Shobek was saying the other week. It really puts the RP into the RPG. It makes you think about who your character is, how you want to play it. Yes, there is the element of the game that you don't need to worry about that, because it is still a game at the end of the day, and you can play it however you want it. But for people who really want to sort of like get embedded into the world and actually experience all the different storylines, I think classic does it way better, and there's no rush to it either.
Mm-hmm.
You take your time. It takes forever to get from one place to the other because there's no flying mounts, so you have to explore the zone by foot. There's no unless you download an add-on, there's no like little pop-up on the mini map saying you need to go here. You have to read the quest text to figure out where you're going, and half the time you don't understand what the quest text is because it's so difficult to read.
I did
Because of
that
the
for
font.
5 levels and then downloaded
Yeah,
Questy. I was like, I
Yeah.
can't.
yeah.
There is no way in hell that I'm
The font.
supposed to know that I should take the second red flower next to the lake
Yeah,
to the left, next to the big
yeah,
log, and then I'm like, just give me
yeah.
Questy, bro. I am
There's
spoiled.
even stuff like
I give in.
the
I
actual
give in.
font. The actual font that they chose for the quest text is impossible to read in Classic. So you
Really
have
is.
to download all of
Yeah.
these things to help you. But the actual like one of the first quests is like, oh, this you need to go to this place, which is due south of this town. It's like, well, where the hell is that town? I don't know where
Like
it
I
is. So you
can't
have
see
to
the
look it
map.
up.
The map is not
And,
open. How the heck am
yeah,
I to see where the
yeah.
town is?
So I just
Totally
think
get you.
it really means you have to pay attention. You have to read everything. I mean, I'm still guilty to this day of not reading the quest that I need to do, but that's all part of the fun. It really is.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Did I answer the question? I don't know.
You did, you did. Don't worry. Don't worry. Um, Giz,
Mhm.
Do you think that era should remain exactly as it is forever, or would small kind of quality of life improvements be acceptable? And where would you personally draw kind of that line?
I think Era's fine the way it is. I mean, they've made enough quality of life changes to it at this point that
Mhm.
it's not vanilla. It's its own classic now, right?
Yeah.
But like the chromie item that saves your buffs, that's huge, right? That you're spending hours to get those world buffs. I mean, a good group that has it mapped out, it's like 30 to 40 minutes, right, to get them all. But then you get somebody from the other faction on a priest having fun, which is part of the game, and then they dispel you, and now all that 40 minutes is gone, and now your week's ruined, right? Because you were set up to be the warrior. Because let's face it, it's mostly warriors parsing. You're the warrior that was set up to parse this week, and now you're ruined, right? I wouldn't make any changes to Era at this point. If anything, I might allow the same faction on the same account because I don't think that's a thing right now. But that's how it was back in the day. You couldn't have the same faction on the same server on the same account. But that would be really the only thing that I might change. But even then, like, you don't really need it. Most people have. I mean, I have 2 accounts. Most people have 2 accounts. So
Yeah.
I think it's fine.
I have an EU and an NA account, and I made the NA account just because of AJ. I was like, I gotta go there. I gotta visit my friends. I gotta, visit houses and stuff. So I literally just made the character. Let's talk about what.
Well,
Yes,
you could turn the Hearthstones on. That would be one thing. Because they don't work. They're just meeting stones right now.
yeah. Let's talk about hardcore. Oh yeah, my mod is being, I can't shout out people, ma. You so mean. You did not make me a proper mod. Okay, I'm just gonna fix that later. Hardcore. Yes, hardcore hype. Hardcore basically completely changed how people approached WoW when it came out. That's at least my opinion. You can gladly tell me if I'm wrong.
Hype train started.
Ooh, hype train. We got a hype train. Okay, very nice. Thank you. So suddenly when hardcore started going on, every pull mattered, right? Every cave became terrifying. Every disconnect could become a tragedy. So was like it was the experience, and the stories that just happened were immense. So Felony, you played hardcore, right? All of you played hardcore?
Yes.
Giz, you played hardcore too, right?
Little bit.
Little bit. Okay. What was the highest level? Let's see, guys. What were the highest levels?
Honestly,
21.
I don't think I got past level 10. As soon as I got to
Okay.
Elwyn Forest, it just went down the drain.
I mean, I did have a level 16 warlock, Ma.
Yes. Okay.
He
So we have,
unfortunately died the time that you decided to join the chat.
yeah,
But
that was totally not my bad. That was totally, like, I literally, like, that was one of the worst experiences ever. Right? I come to his stream and I'm just chatting with him, and he was looking at the chat and he started running, and I wrote run. I was like, please, Kib, run. It doesn't look good. And he was like, oh, just chatting with me. And suddenly, too many mobs. He was dead. And I was like, I will never join your stream again, bro.
it's
I
fine.
can't believe
Part of the
this.
game. Part of the fun.
That
I
was
don't
just,
blame you. Really don't. I'm just teasing you.
but the funniest story that when hardcore came out, just a bit of a side story, I actually asked Pa if he wants to play with me hardcore because I wanted to try it. And I was like, how hard can it be? So we made 2 characters. We made night elves. Was it night elves? What did we make? I forgot. I think it was night elves. I don't know. But we were leveling, and oh my god. Thank you,
Bill Hunter
Belantro.
gifted 10
Thank you
subscriptions
so
to the
much, darling.
community.
That's my crazy mod. I love him to bits. Anyway, we started leveling. Everything was fine, right? Everything was exactly how we expected it to be. And then I made that mistake. I was like, oh, look at this cave. Isn't it neat? Do you see all the spiders are complete? And I was like, it's fine. We're fine. So we get to the end of the cave and there's a huge ass spider
Yep.
rare. And I'm like, come on, we're a healer and the DPS. We're fine.
Nope.
30 seconds later, we were dead. After that, I didn't play anymore. So now is my first time that I'm playing a hardcore character. So I want to know now, Felony, since you said you got to level 10, did you die on that character?
I did.
Okay. So
I did.
was that the most painful death, or was it a funny one, or was it just like
You know, in Classic, you cannot trust where you
Go again.
stand, even if you think you're in a safe spot, because you're not.
no, you're never safe.
And
That's the thing.
you know those kobolds, they're so good about stunning you, dazing you, where you just
Mhm.
cannot run away. And I was like, this is it. This is my fate.
Yeah.
This is it.
And they want those candles. It's just
They
like
do. They do. I was like, you mofos, like leave me alone.
yes, totally. I agree with you. Kip, do you think that permadeath kind of makes the game genuinely better or simply more stressful? I'm gonna ask you because
But I mean, Jolina, the icon herself, may
no,
her
don't
rest.
say
She rest
anything. May she rest in
Um,
peace.
no,
I still
I
feel so
did
bad.
actually have a level 21 that was my highest. That was a night elf
Homes off
priest,
Azeroth
and
gifted
I
5
thought, hey, I've got
subscriptions to the
a
community.
shield that'll keep me safe while I go into this cave. It's always a cave. And oh no, there's actually 4 mobs hiding behind the corner. Okay. Yeah, she died quite dramatically, as night elves do. It really does. I think it does make the game, because I've noticed when I have been playing on hardcore, you have to be so strategic. It's a
Mm-hmm.
completely different game, and you need to really do take into consideration. Okay, as Fanny was saying, wherever you stand, you need to be very specific about it, and you have to look around before you're going to pull anything, and you need to try and
Mhm.
investigate what's around the corner if you can. And to be honest, the times that my characters have died, they have been because I've made stupid mistakes, or I've become really cocky and I think, oh, that's fine.
Yeah,
I've survived
run.
worse than this.
Run is the word. Run.
Yeah, yeah. But if you don't run, if you leave it too late to run, then you're screwed. You really are. So I think it really does. The permadeath thing really does have. It changes the game completely. It really. I do enjoy it. It is quite heartbreaking when a character that you have been playing for like 20 odd hours dies. So you try not to get too attached. But it's all, again, you just think, okay, well, I had good fun on this character. Time to make the next one, because you're a glutton for punishment. Do what you can.
I still feel so bad. I still feel so
I
bad.
really
It's never
don't.
gonna pass.
Now I have a hunter. It's fine.
Yeah,
It
but
will
an
come to
orc,
pass.
like, not a big fan of orcs, but that's just
Yeah,
me.
I
I'm
mean,
so
we saw
sorry,
there's only a
everybody who
month
loves
up, so
orcs. Like, I'm a cow. If I play Horde, I love to play Tauren, any type of Tauren, to be fair, because I just find them so chunky and cute and fluffy. Like, it's
Yep.
just, I don't know. I can, and the weirdest thing is that my first character on my own account ever was an undead priest. And I don't know how that happened, to be fair. Like, literally, I don't know why. Giz, would you recommend hardcore to someone who's never played WoW before? Or would you tell them to go eat
Absolutely
shit?
not. No, no, no.
If
Because
they're your
it's
enemy, maybe.
maybe right, but even then, like that's like a very cruel joke to play on somebody, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Right? Because you know what's gonna do. You know what's gonna happen. You're gonna recommend them to play, hardcore for the first time. They've never played World of Warcraft. They get to level 59 and like 98%, not even 99%, 98%. And they're like in Winter Spring and they're grinding on those Yetis, right
Oh
outside
God,
of
they're so
Chilling
bad.
Camp. And then that random rogue comes up and just kills them. Right? I mean, you can't do that in hardcore anyway, but like they just died of something random. Now they've wasted how many hours? How many countless hours? They gotta start all over, right? That's a cruel joke to me.
Yeah, but imagine how amazing retail would be for that person. They don't like if they would after
Oh.
that go into retail, they would be like over the moon because they, you know what I mean. It's like
Yeah.
yes, it's cruel, but it would be like teaching a child
easy.
to use fork and knife. It's like it has a purpose for later. That's it.
I think even just moving to classic era from hardcore would be night and day for them because the anxiety
Probably.
of pulling even just single mob is now gone, right? Like the reason why I don't play hardcore is because I usually when I level, I play with my brothers and we limit test. Like AJ will tell you how many times I'm saying I'm limit testing. It's because I pull as much as I possibly can to see how far I can go before I die. You can't do that in hardcore. So
No.
that's why like when we do like UBRS and era, like we're pulling everything as far as we can go. Just to see how far we can go before we can't survive anymore. Okay, now we've hit our wall. Now we know the next wall.
On retail, my modus operandi on my druid tank is literally when I quest is like pull everything, like literally everything, and I'm still bored and still just going like, okay,
I mean,
they're
just
dead.
think, if Leroy Jenkins had done that on a hardcore server, he wouldn't be a legend.
Oh, he would.
Well,
No, he would not be.
in the good way. Not in the good way.
Not in a
If he
good
did
way.
that, if he did that on a hardcore server, no, he wouldn't have a character named after him in the game. He would be on a ban list.
On the ban list. Oh, very
He'd be
possible.
Leroy the Blasphemous.
Oh man, that would be the ultimate troll.
Leroy the Blasphemous. That's genius. Okay, hardcore is a very kind of heavy topic with lots of pros and cons. Season of Discovery, though, if we talk about that, that is Blizzard's kind of not biggest, but very interesting experiment for Classic so far. And when Blizzard first announced, the runes and the class changes and warlock tanks and shaman tanks and what was it, mage healers and so on, what was your initial reaction? Like, were you excited or nervous or skeptical? What was it?
I'll go first mainly because I've never played Season of Discovery. So
Oh my God.
Oh, Kib.
I know.
Oh,
I know.
you have to.
You have to.
You have
Especially because it's
to.
got a resurgence right now.
Furious.
It's amazing.
I will. I've intended on playing it. I just haven't got around to it.
Yeah, but you should really. It's so weird.
The same zones over and over again.
It's so weird.
I will. I promise. Pink promise to do that after this.
Okay, good. There you go, people. Here we go. Chat, please note. Every time now, anybody goes to Kib's channel when he's playing, you go like, you forgot about Sod.
Yeah.
Every time. You're not streaming that much, so it's like
Notification turned on for his next stream.
yes,
Yeah.
already done that. Kib and Felony, you both play Sod, right?
Yes.
What levels roughly?
I just dinged 40 and got my
Ooh.
level 40 mount.
How did you get the gold, girl? I'm struggling. I'm like 22 and I'm like, I can't get that much gold.
Oh my gosh. I actually I wanted to cry. But there are these it's called incursions. It is these quests that you can do in Duskwood, where it's a daily quest, and it's the same daily quest that you can do, and it puts you in like a different, like almost like a dream realm in Duskwood. It's really cool. But anyway, there are 3 like sort of like boss mobs that you have to down for these quests, and they do give quite a bit of silver, which is nice. So
Are
that's
those
why I've been
the
doing them.
crystals? The big crystals? Is it that? No, right?
No, they're like
Um,
portals.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
that's like a portal that you like go through, and it puts you in like this like dream. Almost like
Mm-hmm.
it kind of reminds me a little bit of like the green dragons and things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But they give you quite a bit of silver, which has been nice. So I saved up, I was level 36 and I saved up at least 20 gold. So I was like, okay, it's going to take a couple weeks for me to get the rest of the gold for my mount. Well, this person in general chat was like, hey, does anybody need this dragon that you have to get down that you need multiple people to defeat? And I was like, oh, yes, like me. And so he helps me out. And he's like, do you need this other one? And I was like, no, but I do need like the Worgen one. So he goes and helps me with the Worgen. And then I was like, I can help you with the ogre. So we went to the ogre and he's like, and he started asking me about my name. Felony, and I was telling him about like, well, that's my retail DH's name. I don't know. One thing led to another, and I was telling him how, yeah, I'm just doing these incursions to save up gold for my mount. And at the end of our like little questing session together, he gifted me 50 gold.
Whoa, amazing.
I was like, no, I cannot take this amount of gold from you. Like, no, that's very, very kind of you, but no, that's okay. And they were like, no, like I have X amount of gold already. Just, this is for you. Enjoy your mount, enjoy the rest of your sod journey. And I was like, oh,
Aww.
okay. So it was so very, very kind. So that's how I got ahead. Otherwise, I would not have that mount right now.
I got 10 gold gifted, and funnily enough, at
Oh.
level 2, because an undead was running around in the first starting area, and he was talking to people, but nobody was replying to him. So he whispers me, and he's like, "Hey, can you help me portal my alt here?" And I was like, "Sure, why not?" So he invited me. He made a portal, and then I invited his alt. The shebang. He comes in, and he's like, "Oh, I want to thank you," and he trades me 10 gold, and I'm like, no, I don't need it, it's fine. And he's like, come on, just take it, it's fine, nobody wanted to help me. So I can't do it without giving you something, and I was herbing at the time, so I gave him like 10 peace bloom, and I was like, here you go. This is all I have. And he was like, okay, fine. So yeah, I got 10 gold, and I was like, oh my god, thank you, Lord, I can get stuff.
Stellar
So
stuff.
it was
Honestly, I
really
think what's really refreshing, I don't know, this is refreshing. Not that retail's like this, but there's just something about playing classic. Everybody is just so kind and helpful. Like
Yeah.
you just
Mhm.
We
meet the
reached our
most,
followers goal of
random people.
670.
They
Thank you,
they
everyone.
invite you to help get these quests done and whatnot. I don't know. People are just so very nice and kind on classic. Not that retail
they
isn't that
are.
way, but coming from the Mythic Plus and rating scene, this is like a very refreshing feeling.
I have the
I,
feeling
I
that
would.
sorry, I have the feeling just that in SOD everybody's way kinder than in normal classic and classic hardcore and retail. Somehow SOD kind of for me at the moment felt like the kindest of all of them. Don't know why.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I've met some, sorry.
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just saying off of Ma, like, yeah, like it's so like, I don't know. I don't want to say it's night and day, but it kind of is.
Yeah. So Sod's its own beast, right? Like you can't compare the culture for Sod to Era or retail. Like the player
Why do you
base
think
on
that
Sod.
is?
You know what? I think it's just a culmination of both, right? Like, so for me, Sod is the bridge between classic era and retail, right? Like, it gives the classic era players that nostalgic feel, but it gives you more depth to your characters with all the abilities that you get from the runes,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, the reason why I would always steer somebody to classic versus retail at the start is because classic has very, I don't want to say watered down, but it really is watered down classes, right? Like there's not 18 million buttons, right? Like
Yeah.
my demon hunter for tanking is my rotation is 5 buttons, but then I have 3 cooldowns from that I have to manage for my mitigation, and then there's 5 different potions, right? If you're playing a mage, it's 2 button rotation. If you're a fire, if frost, it's 1 button, right? Warlock is 1 button. You're sacking your succubus and you're spamming shadow bolt, right? So it's very easy to learn. where sod gets a little bit more complicated, but it's not as complex as retail. And then retail is where it's a little bit more complexity. I think it's that culmination of the two that really makes that player base. I don't want to say friendlier, but a little bit more relaxed. It's not as min-maxy as the other two. Because Era, once you get into the rating scene, it's very min-maxy. You're on the top end, right? Like, and when I say top end, I'm talking people that are like, at least 80% or higher on parses, that they're considering that top end. So,
I
they're
really
looking to make
dislike
sure you have,
that. I really,
yeah, they make sure you
personally,
have,
I really dislike that.
yeah. So, they're making sure you have the right pieces of gear, that you have the right talents. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts, right? Like retail, you can change your spec and you've got 1 or 2% DPS difference. And that's fine. Just they're gonna kill the boss. Classic, it's not. And sod, there's really no wiggle room on the talents, but there is. So I think that's what makes it better. Go back to the incursions. Did you know how broken incursions were at the beginning, by the way? The first time you did the quest on the level 40s and above, it was 1 gold. And then they were repeatable daily, up to 50 silver per. So we had epic mounts by the time we hit 60 because they were repeatable at 50 silver each. And there was 5 per
And that got hot fixed, of course, did it?
Insane.
in a week.
God damn
It
it.
lasted about a week. Yeah.
Well, again, since you're saying, which rune or class redesign completely surprised you?
Two, rogue tank and warlock tank were very surprising.
Mhm.
Rogue less because rogue had the ability way back in beta.
Yeah, evasion.
Um,
Was it evasion?
yeah. Yeah, and I'm talking actually alpha. It was actually alpha build. So vanilla alpha rogues could tank, and warlocks could tank too. Warlocks also wore leather, not cloth. I just didn't expect them to give us a caster tank like they did, and I think it was one of the best things that they did was give us a caster tank because now it kind of bridged the gap, and they fulfilled the fantasy of shamans now being able to tank like they used to, because shamans were a viable, I don't want to say viable, but they were a decent dungeon tank in vanilla. They couldn't raid tank because they couldn't get enough gear, but they could dungeon tank for sure.
I'm the only thing I'm bothered with. I see that many people love the warlock tanks and season of discovery, but what bothers me is the form. I'm like, why do you have to be in that form at all times? Like, why? It's like, or did did I misread something? Because all the warlocks that are tanks are constantly in that void form. So I don't know if it's like a permanent thing or whatever, but it just spooks me out. You're just, I'm walking through fucking barrens and suddenly somebody starts running. And literally, the first time I saw it, I thought it's a mob. I went like off the road and into mobs that barely killed me, almost. I was like, what the heck is this? So yeah, it's an experience for sure. But I am not one that likes warlocks that much. Sorry, felony. Don't kill me.
It's okay, I forgive you.
Only maybe if it has a succubus, then that's fine. But everything else, I'm like weirded out. So yeah, I'm more of a druid person. um, let's talk about progression realms, or like basically some players absolutely love progressing through TBC, Wrath, Kata, and beyond, and others always return to vanilla. So do you guys think that classic eventually stops feeling like classic once we move into later expansions?
Yes, for me
Yeah.
personally, because
Yeah.
it. I mean, it's one of those things where I can completely understand and why the progression servers are there, because it is exciting. It's like the launch of a new expansion is always exciting, and getting to experience it how it was essentially. Well, not it's not quite how it was, but getting to experience like the opening of the Dark Portal, getting to experience the discovery of Pandaria, etc. For those who didn't play back then, it is exciting. I don't think it is. It isn't the same, in my opinion, because the whole thing with classic is back to how it was at the very beginning, and some of the changes that they made were always a little bit questionable with as the expansions came out. Just in the quality of life things when they were trying things out, and that's still there, kind of thing. It isn't the same in my. I still play on the anniversary servers and TBC, and I still have a character in the Mist of Pandaria server because I missed Mist of Pandaria. Because I didn't have an internet connection at that time.
Oh
I
no,
think that was a pretty good
strange time.
expansion too.
I know. So I get to experience it
love
for the first time with
Pandaria.
that. So yeah, I completely missed it. But so it's good in that sense that it gives me the chance to actually experience how it was back then without going there on a retail character and getting lost straight away because every single quest is available to me. So in that sense, it's great, but I don't see it in the same vein as classic.
Thank you so much. I love the answer. Felony, is there one expansion that deserves far more kind of appreciation than it usually gets for you?
I think okay, this this might be controversial.
If you now say the Felgreen expansion, I'm gonna lose it.
No, actually, no. But I would have to say so I took a hiatus break during Cataclysm because that's when I was getting super busy in high school, going off to college, and then during college, I missed so many expansions. I did not get back into World of Warcraft until Dragonflight season 3 specifically. I think everybody's on the consensus that Dragonflight was one of the better expansions that they came out with. But going back through old content and trying to do old content like achievements and collecting and everything, I don't get the BFA hate. I don't. I think BFA should have more recognition.
It's
than it
not
does.
one of the worst ones for me either, to be fair.
And see, I know some people didn't like it, but I loved it. But I think it goes back to, you know, people now they say, we want it to be like it was back in, the vanilla eras where, it is Horde against Alliance, and we shouldn't have factions together, and we shouldn't be able to do the, da 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 da. But when you give that content to people and then they hated it, I don't know. It just kind of goes back to you just can't please everybody. But I don't know. I liked it. I liked seeing things from both sides. I liked the dungeons from there. Didn't do many of the raids besides like trying to get Jaina's mount and the Battle of Dazar'lor mounts. But
Jaina was
I don't
cool
know.
as fuck. I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
as a
It
Kultiran
was
at heart,
so
right?
cool.
Jaina
And you
is
get
my girl.
yeah. And you get to see things from both sides. So I
Yeah.
thought I don't know, I liked BFA. And I know it does not get I don't know, I think it deserves a little bit more recognition of Blizzard trying to appease its audience, but then, it just fell through, and I don't know, it just sucks.
And Giz, Kib, what's with you? Which one?
Well, I'm gonna feed off of the BFA real quick. I don't think it was a bad expansion. I think the toxicity of the player base was at its peak during BFA.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's what killed BFA, not the content. We, the players, killed BFA because we were so toxic to each other. That's what killed that expansion. For me, though, Cataclysm. I felt like it got a lot of hate and it didn't deserve it. I felt like the content was very good. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's when they split heroic and to 25 and 10 man. towards the end of it, right? So like
Yes.
I think
Yeah.
that's when they started doing the right things, and then we got flex rating and mop, which I think came way too late. That should have been the thing in Cataclysm, and I know they
Mhm.
were working on it in Cataclysm, but I think that I think Cataclysm doesn't get enough credit for it for what it is. I think it gets too much hate.
I'm sorry, but what's the name of the raid when we were on his back, on the dragon's
Oh,
back?
Dragon Soul.
Yeah,
Dragon
Soul, yeah.
Soul. My God, like the amount of hate I had and frustration with that fight was just, and I was playing a holy paladin back then. My God, I hated that fight so much. It made me hate the whole expansion, I think. Literally. It was just like, but Giz is right with the toxicity of the player base.
Yeah.
It was very, very high at that point, and you can. That's when I switched to Final Fantasy for a year, like literally, because the player base
Yeah,
was
I did great.
so bad that when we went into Final Fantasy and everybody was so welcoming and so nice and showering us with love, we were like, did we play the wrong game for like 15 years? What is going on? But then it went better, luckily. You know, the thing with the player base is, I think, age often. This is why many people are having so much fun with classic now, because we're old, right? We're playing this thing for
We're
a
4 year
very
old.
long time.
Mhm.
But it's true,
I have a life.
Yeah.
we are now at a point where nothing phases us, and
Yeah.
seeing the young people just not having enough patience and not enough, they just want everything now, and let's run through this dungeon and just pull the, like, the bare minimum and stuff. And I'm like, I'm here, even though I'm leveling like the fifth million 500 millionth character, I still want to enjoy it. So we kind of are different, it's a generational thing, I think. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's very different. But
Mhm.
big question, the topic that kind of seems to set the entire WoW community on fire at the moment, which is Classic Plus. First things
And whatever
first.
that is.
Exactly. First thing first, do you actually want Classic Plus, or do we think that vanilla should just remain untouched forever with its variants that it still has? What do you think?
I think, and this is a cop out answer, but I think it completely depends on what it actually is going to be.
Mm,
I know that there have been a lot of conversations at going on with the creators of the private servers, and there's the whole issues around Blizz cracking down on private servers and like shutting them all down, etc. I didn't get I very nearly gave Turtle Well a try, but life happened and I just didn't get around to actually doing it.
mm-hmm.
But I really enjoyed the concept of it, with almost like a what if situation. Because in that one, the Blood Elves didn't join the Horde; they remained High Elves and joined the Alliance. And just little things like that that may not have necessarily, for those who are coming into the game, they're like, well, why would the Blood Elves join the Horde? There are High Elves in the Alliance, and they never went through the Dark Portal. It
Mm-hmm.
never reopened, and that fascinates me. Alternate in all sort of fantasy or sci-fi series, I love the what if
Mm-hmm.
situations. So yeah, if it's similar to that, whatever they decide to do, then I'd be very interested. I know there's potential talks because they've called it Camelot. There's
Mm-hmm.
hints going on about like Arthas
Mm-hmm.
not being the Lich King or something like that. I don't know. I really don't know. It will completely wholly depend on what it actually is.
But should Blizzard
I'm excited to find
continue?
out.
Yeah, but should Blizzard continue telling new stories, or do you think that they should only expand on content that, already exists in vanilla lore?
I think
Is
there's
it?
always room for stories.
Yeah, but this is
As
like a
long,
different timeline. Like
yeah,
again, this is
yeah,
like the Murloc timeline with Chromie. You know what I mean? It's like
Oh,
incredible,
fully
incredible.
different.
If the entire Classic Plus is just like the Murloc timeline, I'm fully there.
Oh yeah, me too. I loved that one. Like literally loved. And I know so many people that were like, "Oh, this is like child's play and stuff like that," but I loved seeing them. Really, really did.
1089 just followed.
Felony, would adding new zones, in Classic Plus Camelot excite you or more worry you?
Um, Honestly, I think it would be exciting if the lore is actually there. So I think that
Oh, so you
if we
mean
were
like
to
something
just,
like unfinished places, but then they kind of
yeah,
open them up like Hyjal,
yeah,
or what was it? Karazhan crypts
Hyjal,
and stuff like that.
like, yes, and like being maybe to even see Stratholme before the
Yeah.
destruction of
Mm-hmm,
Stratholme, I think
mm-hmm.
that would be incredible. Or even like Lordaeron, seeing Lordaeron before it got, um, it was no longer like the original Lordaeron. So I
Mm-hmm.
think as long as the lore is there and we are going backwards in lore opposed to like forward, I think it could be very successful. And I think it would be very exciting to see those changes. Even as like a classic player or player, you've been a player for like 20 years. I think that's always exciting to see. Or like seeing the things that were there before what happened. Back to like maybe the Warcraft, like original Warcraft lore. And
Mm-hmm.
I never played Warcraft. I know that's a bit before my time,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
seeing it in today's um, World of Warcraft scenario, I think that would be super exciting. I think that would draw a lot of people in.
I don't know if many people, I mean, I found it funny back when Pandaria was announced, and then the trailer. I loved the Pandaria trailer. One of my favorite
Yeah,
trailers
that was a
ever,
good one.
because I was always a bear person, so for me that was, amazing. But back then people were like, "Oh, Pandarans, why are they bringing in, a new kind of, race?" And I was like, "Pandarans are in Warcraft.
Hmm.
Like they literally
Mhm.
are. Like they're old. They're not a
Yeah,
new thing, but people don't realize. People are like, "Oh, Warcraft, that's humans and orcs." It's like simple as that. But it isn't. In the game, if you
it's not.
progress, there is way more than that. So, it was always kind of there. But the question about, Classic Plus is actually how far can you go with changing the lore, right? How far can you make it, like, if Arthas doesn't become the Lich King, that triggers massive changes. But not only to just the, in my opinion, not just to the, game itself and to the lore, but you have, you know, should Naxxramas then remain, the final destination? Is it the final destination? How does it happen? What about dungeons? Like you have many dungeons that then triggered due to this. Professions, there's so many like new possible new races. This is like a huge, huge thing that, you know, could happen potentially, but this is now the thing. And Felony, for you, I wanted specifically to ask, do you think that player housing would somehow find belonging in Classic?
Honestly, yes. I think that being able to have an old school style, like alliance type house, like the ones that you see in
Mm-hmm.
Westfall, the ones that you see in even like in the wetlands and in Elwyn Forest, same as like some of the horde neighborhood or the horde housing, like stuff from trolls, even like undead like the undead structures.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be so nostalgic for people who play housing already to be able to go back to classic and still have that spot in the game where that's what they want to do, but also the fantasy of living in old World of Warcraft. I think that would be a huge thing for Blizzard if they implemented that.
Mm-hmm.
If they did this right, I think this could be honestly the best version of WoW that they've come out with.
Yeah, in my
Yeah.
opinion, it would literally be not even WoW anymore. It's kind of a WoW 2, It's not. I
Yeah.
mean, for me, it's just when you open up
Well,
that much of a timeline. Well, personally for me, but I said I'm not that. You know, I had too many gaps in my WoW history to be smart about it. But we have Giz here who's gonna now tell me more about it.
so listen, Classic Plus is you got to look at the fundamentals of it, right? Like what have been people been asking for with Classic Plus? They just want level 60 to continue. They don't want to go to BC and become level 70, right? They just want more content at level 60. Now, I think Blizzard did a very good job with SOD as a foundational starting point for Classic Plus. I think they got and this is my opinion, the level 25 dungeons wrong, like Black Fathom Depths and whatever the level 41 was. And that could just be tainted water in my mouth because they sat in those time periods, those level brackets for too long. Because I think it was like 8 weeks per bracket, and then we got to open up to go to the next set of brackets. That was a little too long for me. I got bored very quickly. I think the rune system was great. I think they implemented it wrong. Yeah, it's cool to find runes out in the world, but let's face it, it's 2026. There's internet all over the place, right? Let's make it more engaging. Give us some of the runes through the talent person, right? Not the big ones. You know, if you're giving lava burst to a shaman, make it a short quest line, right? Make it
Hmm.
engaging, not just, oh, go open this chest behind the lava fall that you need Onyxia's cloak for, right? No, make it a short quest line. Don't make it where you're going back and forth across the continent 7 times. You know, just something short, something engaging, something that explains why you're getting the ability, right? I think people would really appreciate that. And then from there, you got to explore what people have been asking for as far as zones that haven't been. I mean, look at Hyjal. It hasn't ever been touched
Hmm.
in Classic Era, right? It was originally supposed to be a PvP zone, and they didn't.
Mm.
And it even if you did a PvP zone there, you can create a raid there, you can create a dungeon there. There's tons of quest hubs that are not even open there. They're there. They're just noise though because they turned them all off, right? So let's turn them on. Let's make it an actual zone. Let's bring Dalaran back, right? It's not there anymore. It's just a bubble, right? Let's bring it back.
Mm.
Lordaeron. Let's see the original Lordaeron. Let's see the original Strathholm, right? You could even start Classic Plus with all of those pieces in place, and that's your progressional component, right? So now we're progressing through the timeline at level 60 where Lordaeron gets destroyed, Strathholm becomes what it is. You know, Dalaran gets flying into the sky, right? Now you have a basis for us to stay at level 60 for a much longer time period because now there's all that content. Now you factor things like heroic dungeons because that's one of the things that you keep hearing. People want to see heroic dungeons.
Mm.
You could even introduce like a Mythic Plus system there.
Really?
Don't
Could
really know
you?
how that. You probably could. I personally have been enjoying that the most in retail, only because I can progress my character outside a raid. Don't get me
Hmm.
wrong, I love raiding and I love leading the raids. But I just like having that ability to progress my character gear wise outside a raid. Um, some sort of component like that in Classic Plus is probably needed, whether it's Mythic Plus or Heroic.
Hmm.
And then you have all the raids. So you can retool some of the raids. You can make them smaller. That's going to
So there's
from 4
basically
to
so
25.
much that could be implemented into
Yeah.
this. Um, Kib, how much like quality of life do you think is too much? You know what I mean? Like you have dual specs, you have dungeon
Yeah.
finder, achievements, collections, transmogs. Where do you personally, or where would you personally draw the line?
I mean, I love transmogs, I really do. But there's something about seeing your character in the gear that you actually fought hard to get um in the dungeons, and if you get a rare drop from a mob, like some people know what that looks like and it looks really cool and stuff, and like having the transmog ability is great. I love it. I really do love it. From a roleplay perspective, it's wonderful. But I do think it does erase some of the effort that you've put in. I mean, yes, some of the transmogs are hidden behind achievements, but achievements didn't exist in Classic. So the achievement was, I have this piece of armor. I have, if you've got a warlock or a paladin, your achievement is you have the epic mount because you've done that quest line. Rather than just buying things from the store, rather than just transmogging it by buying something that has the same model on the auction house and adding it to your wardrobe. Quality of life things, they are there for a reason. They make not everyone plays the game for the same reason. Again, as I say, transmog is great for roleplay. And being able to you don't have to keep all of this armor in your equipment bags all the time because you've only got a limited amount of space. You've only got a limited amount of space in your bank. Some things I would love, like shared bank spaces between all of the alts, because that would be great because you don't have to then mail everything and it takes an hour. Some things would be amazing.
Yes, please.
But I think there's a limit to what they should do in a classic environment, because it's, and this is me just speaking as a 40-plus-year-old, and some things in retail are just too easy, and they don't require you to be patient.
Yep.
I learned, as I said at the very beginning of this, I was a bit of a dick when I was playing this in Classic because I was 20 years old and I thought I knew everything about the world. And this game really humbled me because it took forever to do anything. And I think at the moment there is a real thing with the instant gratification generation, that it takes, like, if it doesn't take you a second to do it, then it's not worth doing. And I think with some of the quality of life changes they made, I think they went a bit too far in retail with certain things.
Like what?
I mean, there are things that are great. So, for example, queuing for dungeons, that makes it really easy to find groups, because when back in the day, well, and even on classic servers, it's really difficult to find groups sometimes, especially if your server isn't the most populated. So adding that in is great. But the leveling in retail, I find it so jarring. I made a new character just out of curiosity. I made a new human character, and one thing I couldn't get over was it's the quest where you have to go kill Princess, and I'd just been doing
the
it.
piggy.
Yeah, you have to go kill Princess and bring back its collar. In Classic, you have to go to the other side of Elwyn Forest to get that, and there's this pig has an entourage that attacks you at the same time. It's really difficult. It's a real hard challenge. In retail, the pig is in her farm.
Yeah, it's literally next to her.
It's wandering around. There's no other mobs around. I had a level 4 or 5 character. I killed it with 2 hits. I didn't die or anything. It was just the instant, like, okay, next. What
Princess
we doing?
killed me at least 5 times in my first leveling
least.
experience. At least 5 times back then.
Yeah,
Like, it was
She's
insanity.
hard.
To do it properly, you had to get a group. That's one of the
Definitely.
first things. That's one of the first things that you have to get a group for.
Yeah,
there's
and
plenty
then
of
those bandits. Remember the quest right after that with the bandits that are in the house, and with the casters, they would always kill me. Like, I was hating that area so bad. I was like, I'm not gonna. I'd rather go to the kobolds in the cave, rather than, although those were bad too. So
there's the dockmaster who has 2 stealthed mobs with him.
Yes. Oh god, hate
and
that.
you need to do this, but I think in retail, the quality, I would label it as a quality of life thing. They've just kind of made it really easy. And leveling is so insanely fast, which is great. But when you are playing a game, it isn't always about the end game content, because some people prefer the journey. And it's, to borrow a phrase from a great book series, it's journey before destination. It's about the story that you're playing. And with retail, you can go immediately if you get a leveling up token, you can go immediately into in-game content.
Yeah.
So all of the history from the past 20 years, you don't have to sit through, and I find that quite sad
Mm,
because some people
well,
won't know who the hell certain people are or why
yeah.
people should be worrying.
They
I
won't
mean,
know who
that
Augur is.
option,
Yeah.
that
Yeah, yeah.
option should only be open when you have already a level, a max level. That's
Yeah.
when that can be opened up. But somebody who didn't play the game at all, just jumping into level 80 or 90 is just insanity. But let's just talk about Camelot a bit more. We all know that recently there's been a lot of speculation, surrounding the Blizzard mystery project, that's codenamed Camelot, and nobody outside of Blizzard really knows what it is. So some people think it's Classic Plus. Others believe it's something completely different. So what is your opinion? Like, are players setting themselves up for disappointment, or like, do you genuinely believe that Blizzard has potentially something exciting cooking? Like, what's your personal opinion?
I think they're setting themselves up for disappointment.
Oh God.
Yep.
I have a very high suspicion that this is not going to be what everybody is speculating it to be. Now, it could be something similar to what they say Classic Plus will be, but I have a very, I don't know, I just have a feeling that it's just not going to be what they expect. Now, whatever it is that they're cooking up, very well could be some of the best content and gameplay that they could provide us with if it's a mix between classic and the sense of retail. And what I mean by that is like being able to do raids and, looking for group where you don't have to, wait hours and hours to try to get a group together. Maybe implementing something like Mythic Plus if they rework the dungeons to fit that agenda. But I just have such a slight suspicion it's just not going to be Classic Plus. It might be something classic in general, but I don't think it's gonna. I don't know.
I
Okay.
mean, at this stage, it could just be a complete remaster in modern graphics and stuff of the Warcraft games. We don't know. It could be anything.
Oh, you mean like, but
like Warcraft 1, 2, and 3.
yes,
It could
but
be
in a setting like World of Warcraft, or
possibly, but we literally know nothing about what it is. All we know is they've been shutting down private servers, and they accidentally shared this timeline that later in this year, a project called Classics Camelot's coming out. Not much else
and
has been shared. It could just be. It could be. It would be really nice if it is a 3D world experience of Warcraft 1, 2, and 3. But
somebody
don't know.
just said VR Hearthstone in the chat. Wouldn't it be funny if VR World of Warcraft came out?
That would be crazy.
Very cool.
Like,
yeah.
imagine the sheer amount of people that would be playing that. I mean, I can very much.
I have been watching a streamer who is playing classic in first person mode, and that is their challenge to
Okay.
themselves,
Ooh.
and it's been really cool. It's been really cool. The only thing is, everyone is the same the same height as a gnome with the viewing when you're looking in first person. So everything's very low down. So I
That
can
is
only
just
imagine
bad.
what VR World of Warcraft is going to be.
Mm.
I love my Kultiran because of that. When I stand next to a gnome, it's like, hello, are you okay down there? We okay? Okay, good. Don't mind my butt sitting on you when I go bear form. Thank you very much. So let's say if if Blizzard secretly, right, invited all of you or each of you into a meeting tomorrow, and they said, like, you each get one feature to add and one feature to deduct from Classic Plus, like, or yeah, we don't know what it is necessarily fully, but let's say Classic, Era, Assault, whichever hardcore you want. What would you choose? One thing to add and one thing to deduct. except for the trolls and gankers and bad people.
Hmm.
Mm.
Hey, I make good questions.
You do.
You do.
You
You
do,
do.
yeah.
I was working on these questions so hard.
Okay, I have one.
Okay.
To add, I would want them to add how in retail, when you have something collected, like whether that be like a pet or a mount, I wish that that would not take up space in your bag because bag
Mhm.
Yeah.
space is already so limited. Um,
Same with keys.
Oh, yeah.
yes. Yeah, I would want them to implement something like that.
Okay.
And then something to deduct, I think I would want them to deduct back to what we were talking about earlier is the way groups are formed for dungeons and raids. Just because, it's 2026, people are so busy, people don't have the time they may have had back then to form these groups. And so unless you have like a group of friends that you're playing with or like guilds that you are with and you play with, it can take hours, and not everybody has that time, and then it just gets frustrating for people. They're like, I want to play this game, but I'm not able to do what I want to do because it takes so long to get to that point. And I think people start to lose that, and then they go back to retail, and then it's this cycle all over again of, oh, I'm done with
Mhm.
retail, I'm going to go back to classic, oh, I'm done with classics. So I think
Yeah.
I wish they would implement that like in retail, where it's
Hey,
like looking for group and you automatically like have a group formed.
when I was in Sod and I was around in Barrens around the Wailing Caverns, I immediately was like, okay, who wants to do Wailing Caverns? I'm close to it. I'm next to it. I'm not gonna move it until I finish it. And I was like, level wise, I was perfect for it. So I was like, I'm just gonna stand here and wait because
Mm.
my husband did also one of the dungeons and he said it took them 2 hours because, as you said, until they all got there, summoned everybody, got in, finished the thing. It's like it just takes so much time. So
So much
yeah.
time.
Kib, what would you add and subtract?
Well, I just saw in that Hey Hannah said removing flying mounts. I kind of do agree with that as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I love exploring. I'm the weirdo who has to uncover the map before I leave zone. And I was one of the
OCD
people.
much?
Yeah. Back in my day, I was one of the people who climbed up the mountain and got to Ironforge Airport. I was
Oh
an
my
explorer.
god.
I snuck in to Hyjal and saw the under construction sign.
Mhm.
Um, Flying really changed how you got around, and I'm trying not to make this these are things I hate about retail, but in a way it also is. I think it's a bizarre choice that they have skywriting as the default flight, and you have to unlock steady flying. I think it should be the other way around, personally, because you don't need to. It means that you don't get to explore the maps that you're going around. But something I personally would want to add, as I've already said, is like the shared bank spaces between alts. Because it's not too much of a stretch, even if you're thinking about this from a role play point of view. All of your alts are like in a group together. They would have a shared alt sort of thing. Also, guild vaults would be really useful because
Oh yeah.
having a bank alt for the guild with a number of bank alts depending on how big the guild is. Back when I used to run a guild, each of the officers had 2 bank alts, and that's 2 slots that you had to dedicate just for the guild. And if you wanted to make a new alt, you had to see if someone else was available to have a bank base character. So little quality of life changes such as those are things that would be great in a Classic Plus environment. Don't know what about taking away, but yeah, those I would add. Story.
Okay. What would you?
Story.
Oh, okay. Wait, I can't hear you anymore. I don't know if anybody else can.
Who, me?
Me?
Okay, now we
Ooh.
can. No, I couldn't hear. I couldn't hear Kib anymore.
Sorry. Yeah, out of storage.
All good, all good. Giz.
So deduction, the the amount of time that it takes to run back to your body in the classic zones, because those graveyards are horrifically far away.
They're
And I
so
die a
far.
lot because I like to limit test a lot. So yeah, that would be the deduction. So adding. That's a tough one, right? Because you're already adding a lot to the game. I would wholeheartedly make sure that they add like flex rating in. Because while the nostalgic feel of Molten Core and BWL and AQ40 being 40 people, let's face it, I'm 40 years old. I don't have time to manage a roster of 40 people. It's a nightmare, right? Yeah, you're making 39 other friends, but that's 39 other personalities you got to manage. And I don't feel like doing that anymore. You know, make it smaller, make it 20. You could drop it down to 15. You know, I think 10's too small, to be honest, because then those vast raids feel vacant, right? There needs to be a floor, but I think 40s shouldn't be the floor. Maybe 20, you know.
Yeah.
And then make ZG and AQ20 available to be done at 10, right? Like kind of like a bigger UBRS. Those would be what I would add.
You also have to rely on 40 people being able to do the mechanics,
Yeah.
right?
So realistically, you can clear Molten Core with 27 because we've done it.
Oh my God.
At the beginning of Classic Era, we did it with 20. Well, we cleared up to Domo with 27 only because we didn't have the torches, and then we had 40 the next week.
Oh my God. I am far away from
one of my
that
friends.
kind of player.
One of my friends just said adding auto deposit mats like in Guild Wars 2. That's a good thing to add. So any crafting
Yes.
materials or gathering materials, there's in Guild Wars 2 you can auto deposit mat into your bank.
Oh, that's nice.
It would be nice
That
if they
is
add
nice.
like a little indicator for the mat for your profession 2 next to like your gold marker, so like you can hover over and see how much you have that in the bank. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or even adding like a reagent bag to Classic. You know, you have the only bag space you have is the only bag space you have, but it's nice in retail. You at least have a reagent bag to hold all of your mats and your herbs and whatever else you do if you're a professions person in it.
That is true. Funnily enough, I think one of the things one thing becomes very clear after listening to all of you, which is that Classic isn't simply a version of the game anymore. It's become a collection of different adventures and all built around the same world we fell in love with from 20 years ago, 10 years ago, no matter how much. But games usually don't become special because of mechanics or, dungeons or raids alone. They become special because of the people we share them with. And which kind of brings us to the, like, what might be the most important topic of the evening, the community. When people remember World of Warcraft, they rarely start talking, about talent trees or item stats or damage done or healing, FPS, HPS, whatever you want. They talk about people. You did it. All three of you did it. You talk about people, that the guild became a family, or the stranger that helped you get the gold for your mount or finish an impossible quest, or the healer who saves the raid, or, whatever it is, or the tank who pulls the entire dungeon, whatever. But it's kind of the friends who somehow turn into people that you then know for such a long time, and at the end of the day, that is what MMOs are really about. So let's talk about community. Like, one thing that people constantly say is that Classic feels more social. Do you agree? And if so, why? Kib, I want to hear from you first.
100%. When you go into a dungeon, everybody talks to you because the tank isn't immediately running off and pulling every single thing in the room. And then at the end of the raid, or the dungeon or the raid, everyone says, "Great job, everyone! That was really good fun." Or if you want to add me to your friends list, you can do. Everyone's just so much. Everyone knows that if you're going to go into a dungeon, it's going to take time. Because they do in Classic. Going, like for example, I went into Dead Mines the other day, and in vanilla, if you were to pull the entire room, it would be an instant wipe because it's almost like the damage versus how much you can take is insanely off balance in vanilla compared to retail standards. Like the tank can in retail just run into and pull the entire room, and most of the time, if the healer is healing, and the tank is mitigating all the damage, generally speaking, you can survive it. In classic, you cannot do that. You have
Yeah.
to you have to be strategic with how you pull mobs and keep an eye out for pats coming up behind you because they will come up behind you and sneak up on you.
So you have to be
And
more social or you
you
die.
have to be more social. I've had really good experiences playing on hardcore servers as well because everybody wants to keep everybody else alive. I've had people running up and helping me fight a mob, even if I'm doing fine. They will come up and help me with it. I was playing Classic earlier today, and someone was helping me kill gnolls in Redridge. They didn't need the quest; they'd already done it, but they asked me if I needed help, and they let me pull it because I was playing a warrior for the first time in a very long time. And together we completed a few quests together.
That's
People
amazing.
just
Yeah.
randomly coming up to you and asking if you need help. That happens all the time, in my experience, anyway. Because everyone knows that it's so much more difficult than it is in retail. You have to work.
You have to work together. Yeah, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Giz, what do you think Classic encourages that modern games sometimes struggle to recreate? Is there anything?
Patience.
Mm-hmm.
As Kip was saying, Classic is not fast paced in any way, shape, or form. It is a game that is going to try your patience from levels 1 to 60, and then every single dungeon pull, raid pull that you make. Yeah, retail, we go over strategies, but you have to be super methodical in Classic because, yeah, there's not very many mechanics on the bosses, but they're raid wiping mechanics. Like it's not you're going to see 1, 2, or 3 people die from the mechanic. You're going to see 30 people die from the
Yeah.
mechanic if you don't do it right. So it's a very slow, methodical patience game. And I don't think very many games do that anymore because it doesn't give you the dopamine rush that
No.
the faster paced games do.
Yeah.
It's really just designed to be more relaxing, than anything else.
I feel that parents have a big upper hand while playing Classic because we are so used
Yeah.
to having to have patience with our children that we're like, okay, let's go again. It's like Felony has streaming WoW and also specifically Classic helped the WoW community, do you think, or changed it in ways that maybe, we anticipated or that we didn't expect?
I think it gives exposure to people who may have not played classic WoW before and kind of forget the pace of what classic is compared to retail. Because, like Giz and Kib said, like it's just so fast paced. And in classic, you have to be, like Giz said, you have to be so methodical in what you do and strategic. Like, for example, if there's a mob where there are 3 people, that is a lot to strategize on how you're going to get through that mob of 3 people that are just so close together. So I think it just gives a whole new perspective to the game for those who do stream classic, including myself. I've been streaming a lot more classic lately than retail. Um, and so I don't know, it's
Well,
just
you
nice
said you would.
exposure.
When I was talking to Showback, you were like, "I'm gonna play classic. I'm gonna."
Yeah.
So I
It's
was
and
suspecting.
Yeah, even seeing a lot of classic content, there's always that like, oh, I miss it. But then like, when do I have time for it? Especially playing on retail, you have like
Yep.
these subconscious obligations to retail. And so it's really hard, especially with the time that you do have in your day or week. It's so hard to balance both. And so, like for me, I feel it gives me a little bit of guilt, to be honest, playing classic instead of retail because there's so much to do still on retail. As like for me, like
Too
achievements,
much.
collecting,
Too
it
much.
is so much to organize and get through in such like a timely manner that you want. It's hard. Oh yeah, Zudi. It's hard to keep up with retail without being behind and especially playing like a different game. It almost gives you a little bit of guilt, and that's weird to me that it does.
Yeah, yeah, I
And I
fully
hate that.
agree. Fully agree. If you, as Zuti says, if you don't play just for a short while, it is very hard to come back to it because you
Yeah.
suddenly get outgeared so easily,
Yeah.
and it's like it's insanity.
Yep.
If you don't play, I didn't play my druid for like 2, 3 weeks, and I'm already totally out of focus and like
So-
it's,
Some
and
of
then
my
you don't want
retail
to.
characters, some of my retail characters has the catch up option going
There you
because
go.
I haven't played them in about a month or so.
That is just
Yeah.
insane.
It's like,
It
oh,
really is. I want the chat to kind of get to know you guys even a bit more, and just not just your opinions, but also some fun stuff. So I want to have
Mhm.
first a fun discussion. Well, not discussion, but I just want to stir it up a little. Basically, it's your personal opinion on stuff. So I want to see if they all kind of align because you all 3 play retail and classic. And then we're gonna do my famous lightning round, which is only 1 word answers or 2 words, depending on but short and quick. For the discussion, what's in your opinion the most overrated zone in Azeroth? Overrated zone.
Stormwind.
You had to go there, like Stormwind.
Stormwind.
That's not a zone, though. Okay,
Oh.
well, it is.
It is.
God damn it, it is. Okay. I have to take that answer as okay, fine.
When I played Alliance, I prefer Ironforge over Stormwind.
Yeah, Ironforge is very cozy.
yeah.
Cozy. It's like very, yeah. Okay, Kim, Felony, what's overrated zone for you?
Well, I don't think it's particularly overrated because I don't think anyone particularly likes it. But I have a special hatred for Arathi Basin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just my own personal opinion. It's just Arathi Highlands. Sorry, I should say. I like I like the basin, but the Highlands itself, it's too big. There's
Arathi
not a lot.
Highland. Yeah, okay, makes sense. Yeah. And Felony?
Um, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry to the Horde players in the chat and co-guests.
Don't be sorry.
Duratar. Duratar. Sorry.
Duratar,
Duratar is
okay.
overrated to me. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. The colors of Duratar, the
Monochromatic.
Yeah.
I don't I don't know. There's just something about Duratar where I'm just like, this is what people like. Like, okay. It's so orange, it's so open. It's like flatland, but maybe that's just because of like how like where I live. I'm like living in flatland, and like the Alliance, you have density and definition, and then you go to Durtar and it's like just desert.
I find it so funny that nobody's mentioning, the zones where you have to necessarily constantly fly or swim, or people
I
are
mean, again, I didn't really play. Oh, haven't
yeah.
really played Horde, but I hated Desolus. I hated the Barrens. Whenever I had to go to the Barrens, I hated it.
Mhm.
I don't know what the quest content is like there, but it's just such a big zone. The Barrens in particular is such a big zone. It's
Uh,
just exhausting.
I agree with Tabby in chat. She said the maw. Oh my
Oh.
god, the maw was just something different. It was
I didn't mind that.
so
I didn't
bad.
mind more.
Really?
I didn't
Ugh.
mind the mob, but I cannot stand Korthia. There's too much in Korthia that you think you're done with and you are not. I cannot stand Korthia.
Okay, well then, what is the most underrated zone? Where should people go to more? Now Giz is gonna say Ironforge.
No, no.
I love Iron
If anything, I would say Thunderbuff, but no.
I love Thunderbluff.
No.
It's really nice.
Ashenvale.
Oh, Ashenvale.
Mm,
I
Okay.
love
That's a good
that. I
one.
love Ashenvale.
love
It is one of my
Ashenvale.
favorite questing zones.
Okay.
There's
Good.
not much there. There's not much there, but I really like Shalazar Basin.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
I'm personally to Hyjal, but I've spent hours and hours and hours farming satyrs for runes. So
Oh god.
Hyjal is always on my list. That's actually how I funded my Epic Mount in Classic, as I just kept selling Fellcloth.
Hi, Giz's wife. Thank you for taking care of the bunnies.
Yes.
Oh,
Everybody says hello, hon.
Hello. Okay, another fun question. Which dungeon deserves more love? Dungeon.
Now, are we just sticking with classic, or are we going through any dungeon?
Do both. Which
Okay.
classic one and which retail one would you pick?
Thanks.
I think I really enjoyed Razorfen Crawl and Razorfen Downs in Classic.
Oh my
Mhm.
god.
Yep.
Those were
I
long
love them.
ones.
They are so long. I love them though. And then as far as retail goes, one of my most favorite dungeons from retail, as like coming back to retail like a couple years ago, is oh my god, what's it called? It is literally, we just did this for the time walking rotation in Dragonflight. Hold on. Oh my gosh, I'm like totally blanking. Hold on. What are the
Don't worry, the
dungeons?
boys can think of theirs.
Brackenhide Hollow.
Oh my
I know people
god.
hate
Oh,
I know
How
people
can
hate that
you?
one, but I
Felony,
love
no.
it, Brackenhide Hollow.
Okay, tell me one reason. One
I
reason
think
why
it's
Brackenhide Hollow would be a good one. Like that is like I hate that dungeon with a passion. Like literally
I think I totally get why. Like the poison, like you have to be
the
very strategic
cackling
with your
hyenas,
pulls.
they can
Like
go and kiss my big Belantra, are we on PG-18? Because they can kiss my big bear ass. Right?
I
I
think
hate that dungeon.
I think why I like it so much is one, the area. I actually really like the unique area of that it's like set in, but a little bit of classic feel that you have the gnolls again that you have to fight. And that's been a lost mob since the early days. There
That's
hasn't been a
true.
lot of dungeons with
Mhm.
old mob types. So I don't know. I love it. I like it for a little bit of the nostalgic feel, but also just the setting of it.
I had to tank at the time when it came out, and it was just so bad. I hated it.
Yeah.
It was
I
like
can't
everybody
imagine
was
feeling
over
it.
pulling, and everybody was pulling from all
Yes.
sides, and the mobs would run away, and then there was the poison, and then there was the cacklers, and then there was the blade stormers, and I was like, hate it with a passion. But I'm glad
Yeah.
that somebody loves it. See, that's like karma. Somebody loves it, somebody hates it. It's fine. Kib, guess what are your top and bottom?
Top and bottom.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we went
You
there
go.
quick. So I'm gonna start with retail first. Seated Triumvirate, actually. I actually fell in love with that dungeon. It's super hard at the start when you're pulling those first 3 packs if you don't have a good group. And then it's moderately hard as you go through. Now, I'm the kind of tank that doesn't like to do big pulls. I'm the kind of tank that likes to chain pulls. So I'm a rogue's worst nightmare. Like they hate me. But I can chain that. Once you're through the blueberries, you just chain the whole dungeon, and that's what I love about it.
Oh God.
So for classic, I would actually love to see them do a little bit more with stockades and RFC.
Oh my God. Yes.
I don't think they did enough with them, and they should have given access to the opposite factions in some way, shape, or form. Whether you have to like tunnel under Orgrimmar to get to RFC, or you have to take a boat in to get to the stockades. But I feel like they should do a little bit more, and if they do anything with those in classic, they do classic plus, please add more to those, because those weren't done justice. Like you did 2 quests and you were done in there.
When I would level, I loved getting Stockade in the beginning. It's just such a nice dungeon. I love like the whole story behind it too. It's very, very nice. Which dungeon do you secretly wait, Kim, what did you say? Sorry. Did I miss it?
Oh, it's fine. My favorite dungeon of all time is Stratholme.
Stratholme. Okay.
I love it. Followed closely by classic Skullomance. And I loved it. Especially that you can in the retail version of the game you can unlock old Skullomance. I don't know. I think it's because I spent a lot of time in there with the guild that I was with, and we loved it. We spent a lot of time in there. In retail, I quite liked. Well, no, I kind of liked what they did with Majesty's Terrace in the most recent thing. That was okay. I quite liked that. God! You were basically getting told off all the time.
Please, no!
That Romoth was really mad at you, but it's fine. The boyfriends were arguing. I don't know about the ones that I didn't particularly like, because I just don't go to them again. I try to avoid them.
Pretty much.
So I know I didn't enjoy in just having a look. I'm having to look at a list because it's been a while since I've been doing dungeons and stuff. I really didn't like things like Cinderbrew Meadery in the last one.
Oh, the meadery was so bad with all the bees and stuff, and that layout was just so weird, right?
It's crazy. It's unnecessary. The goblins were just doing goblin stuff, and I'm not, as controversial as it is, I'm not a big fan of goblins.
And I take
also evil.
And I take great offense as a Kultiran lady to the whole, oh, will Kultirans we just eat and drink, and here you have, kegs of beer, and I'm like, no, but okay, sure, fine, yeah, I totally get it. Thank you so much. What's one boss that still gives you nightmares?
In
dungeons. Dungeons.
Well, yeah. I'll cheat a little bit with raid, and it's runaway little girl.
Karazhan?
Opera?
Opera, yeah.
Mainly because it scarred me so much because we had to do it so many times to get it right.
I love that one, actually. I don't know why.
It's mainly emotional damage from having to do it so many times, because there would always be somebody who didn't do it right, and we'd have to reset.
And dungeon-wise?
I have wiped many raids on that boss, by the way.
Yeah. If someone's
with laughter,
if the timing isn't right. In dungeons, I'll have to come back to you on that one.
Okay.
I need to think about that one.
Felony,
Well-
Giz.
Dungeon wise,
Mhm.
I have two. One of them
Mhm.
is the third boss in Seat of the Triumvirate. I cannot stand that boss at all. I can't wait to be done with it for the season. With the amount of orbs going out and then
Oh,
the
the
amount of
orb
tentacles
one.
and the RPG of or RNG of where the tentacles are going to be. I can't do it. I hate that dungeon. And then to be honest, Era Kara, that is one of my other most hated dungeons that I've had to play. I cannot stand oh honestly that whole dungeon as a whole. I can't wait. I hope it never comes back. I hated it. I hated it so much. As far as like raid goes though, I'm trying to think of all the different raids that we've had so
Jaina.
far.
Jaina was such a stupid boss.
Oh,
Yeah, I never understood. I
Like,
never understood them.
am I the only one? Am I too blonde for this boss? Like, I never understood the whole fight. Actually, it was like, it just
I'm a
felt
general apologist
very.
anyway.
Well, there you go. It's
oh,
like I don't understand.
the second to last boss in Narubar Palace, the one where it has the big flying spider thing and then the really skinny tall one. I hated that fight. I hated that fight probably out of all of them in the
Mm-hmm.
War Within rating.
Okay. Yeah.
I hated that one. Where you have to
Mhm.
like have not only were there just like a lot of different mechanics going on, but like you have to break free of like the webs and then have the guy go like charge through you. There's just so much
Mhm.
coordination. I hated it.
Giz, what's it for you?
Dungeon wise, what's the boss that spawns the ads in Nexus Point? I always have a problem with the ads, collecting them for whatever
Okay.
reason. Otherwise, I like that dungeon pretty well. For raid, Lady Vosh,
Oh
because
God.
the OG like
Yeah, where you have to
bring
run for the ads all the time.
hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pulls before we
Mm.
finally killed it.
Yeah, and
And it's
then the
because
drops, they were
somebody
just ridiculous.
somebody didn't know how to throw the core, and all of a sudden it was over. Yeah, those are the bosses that I hate the most.
Oh my God. Which class has the nicest community? Hmm? Hmm? Hmm?
Which class?
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Come on, chat.
I mean,
Let's hear
Selfishly,
it.
I would
Which
like
class
mean,
has the nicest community?
I'll say druid
stealth.
personally.
Okay, druids. Well, not paladins. Warlock. Okay.
I was gonna say warlock. I think I've cultivated a nice warlock community.
Okay, we have more
But
druids.
my other answer would be druid though. I don't know what it is
Okay.
about druid. They're just so comforting.
Hunters. Okay, hunters are coming out.
I think
Giz. Rogue.
Rogue, and in their asshole-ish ways, they're very nice to each other.
It's like I'm gonna stab you in the butt just once.
Right? Like they're mean to each other, but they know that they're going to be mean to each other, so it
Yeah.
works.
Okay, but then turn it around. Which class? Okay, no. Which class complains the most?
Warriors.
That was so quick. That was right out there. Warriors.
Yeah, I think I actually agree.
Really?
Right.
Okay.
So I have a two-part answer for that one. Paladins in retail, warriors in classic.
Ooh,
That's fair. That is fair.
Yes, makes sense. It does make sense though.
that
Yes.
does make sense. Yeah.
Okay. Which race has the best starting zone? Classic only.
Night elf.
Night elf.
Dead.
Undead.
I need to visit. I need to visit Tirisfal again.
Yeah.
I think Brill is underrated, to be honest.
Mhm.
I don't like the way
Mhm.
undead look, but I get their zone is actually nice.
It feels like there's more depth to the zone, not
Hmm.
like quest or lore wise, but like when you're in the night elf starting zone, it just feels very green and like
Feels very green.
overly bearingly green, right? Where like when you're in the undead, yeah, it's a lot of grays, but like there's depths to the gray to me, like, and then it's like there's houses and fences. It's not just trees. So
Mhm.
there's more to look at than just foliage.
Yeah, I mean, mine's from a
Mhm.
nostalgia point of view. I did really enjoy exploring the Undead Starter Zone. I've only explored it recently, so it doesn't
Yeah.
hold any nostalgic value to me. But from what I saw, I really did enjoy.
The only
Plus,
thing I
from
do,
a story
sorry.
point of view, it's great.
The only thing I always remember hating about undeads was the walk from Undercity to where the Zeppelin is, right? Really, really, thank you. Really, really hated that. Like, really, really hated
Long
that.
walk.
Yes, it was. Lightning round, which means no thinking, no essays, no long talks. Like, first answer that comes to mind, okay? And you can all shout over each other. We're gonna hear it anyway. Alliance or Horde?
Line.
Or
Alliance,
Gargar,
Favorite race?
Night elf.
Night Elf,
Torn,
Favorite class?
Druid,
Hunter.
Shaman,
Okay. Favorite spec?
Marksmanship.
Balance,
so
Favorite profession?
cooking,
Alchemy,
Herbalism.
Okay, stop. Wait, it was alchemy.
Alchemy.
Kib, what did you say?
Alchemy.
Okay, and Giz?
cooking.
I was like, did I misunderstand? Okay, cooking. Fair enough. I totally get you. Thank you very much. Favorite leveling zone?
Eldrasil.
Elwyn,
Wherever the mobs are high enough for me to grind.
Everywhere. Favorite dungeon? All-time favorite?
Stratholm.
Scarlet Monastery.
Love that one.
UBRS.
Okay, favorite classic dungeon? Does it change?
Oh,
For me, it will be either Stratholm or Shadowfang Keep. Love
Mhm.
Shadowfang Keep.
the cathedral for Scarlet Monastery, where you have to fight Sally Whitemane.
Oh, yeah, I love that one.
RFK.
RFK. Okay. Favorite raid retail?
Midrasil.
Mhm. That was
I've
a
not
nice
really
one.
done any.
I'm gonna say Voidspire.
Voidspire, really?
I haven't done retail until this expansion since Legion.
Okay, well, no, that makes sense, yes. Um, Favorite expansion?
Wrath.
Dragonflight.
It's a boring answer, but I really enjoyed Wrath.
I did too.
Wrath.
Wrath. Okay. How come that nobody says Pandaria? Favorite mount?
Professor Kodo.
I
Classic
really
or
like.
retail?
Yeah,
Let's go with retail. On classic, it's a bit more difficult.
Professor Kodo.
Stays the same.
The new purple owl mount that you get for the 600 mount achievement. That has been my favorite. It looks like Farok's fire owl, except it's purple.
Oh, okay. I know which one you
Oh,
mean. Yes.
yes, I do know. I can't. I'm getting a blank on what it's called, but I did the big floaty brain thing because I had to work
Oh,
hard
the
for that one.
tentacle one?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my God.
Is it the Mind
It's-
Hive?
Yeah,
yes,
Mind
Mind
Hive.
Hive. Yeah,
Yeah,
because me and a group of friends did that, and it's tied to an experience. Everything for me that's tied to experience is special for
Got
me.
it.
that one's a good one.
Favorite pet?
my mechanical Yeti because it was a gift from 20 years ago.
Oh, that's so cute.
I don't remember which expansion this one is from, but you get a molten corgi. It's
Oh
so
my
Yeah.
god,
cute.
the molten corgi, especially when it
Molten
wipes
corgi.
its butt next to you.
Yeah, it just
Yep.
leaves like fire behind it. It's so cute.
Yep.
So mine's not a pet; it's a toy. It's the train recommender. I think it's called. It's the one
Oh.
that destroyed the toy train.
There was a time when everybody was pulling the toy trains out. Like literally, they were everywhere, and it
I
was
used
so
to wait till everybody's recommender was gone, and then I'd pull my train out.
smart. But Felony, do you have the toy that makes you see everybody as a corgi? There is a
No.
toy that makes you chat. What's the name of the toy? There's a toy that makes you, when you click it, everybody in your raid, dungeon, everywhere is a corgi. And I love using that when there's like a 25 people raid, and then suddenly there's just corgis running around
Or-
and doing spells and stuff.
That's so cool.
That's cute.
Corgi
I'm gonna have
goggles.
to get that one.
Definitely, it's so funny. Favorite NPC?
Ooh.
Mancoke's wife.
She's still dead and still not to be found.
I think Ysera or Maritha, her daughter. I can't remember if I'm saying her name
Mhm.
correctly or not, but I always loved seeing them during like Dragonflight.
Mm-hmm.
The innkeeper of the Goldshire Inn.
Do you even know how he looks like?
No,
Like-
but the shit that person's probably seen over the last 20 years.
I totally given it that's where it's gonna go, because I was like, you for sure don't know how that person looks like. Oh my god, let's see what chat said. They said Night Warrior Tyrande, Arator is pretty hot this expansion. Yes, Chromie. Okay, well there you go. That's some nice people too. And favorite villain?
Yeah. Ooh.
Kill Jaden.
Okay. He comes back all the time. Dude is
He
just
does.
like,
He does.
can you just stay dead, please? Thank you.
Let it be ended.
Exactly. How many times did the dude come back? Like 4.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, somebody said Sire Denathrius. Come on, Sire Denathrius was cool. He was cool. He was annoying. Yes, I give him that, but he was cool. So what do you guys
Lich
think?
King.
Lich King? The fight or him?
Both. It's actually one of the few Warcraft books I actually read.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a cliche, but yeah, Lich King was great.
Ooh,
And then Sylvanas, because her story is tragic. Because it's all about revenge, and in the end she gets manipulated. And yeah, she gets played a fool and then gets her soul back, and she's like, oh damn, what have I done? So
Well, as we can see from chat, Daddy Denathrius is very, very popular with many people. We have Morazon, Nefarian, Alexstrasza.
Oh, Nefarian's a good one.
I love that Tabby is like, the Goldshire innkeeper is rich. He has an OnlyFans and streams everything. He's the money behind Stormwind.
He is the pimp. He is the pimp
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
runs
That's
Goldshire.
why he's my favorite.
And
He's probably he's probably
people
the
paying
one
us
that sells those glasses actually, but he just made a business by giving it to somebody
Yeah.
else. You know, most annoying enemy in classic. Most annoying enemy in classic.
Hogger.
Stitches.
Murlocs.
I saw you, Felony, running away from Stitches. You were backpedaling, and then you got
I
stuck
did.
in a pole.
And I got stuck on the fence post. I was like, oh my God. I pulled him for sure. There's no way I didn't. And somehow I did it. And I was like, "Burp."
Okay,
Yep.
Stitches, Hoger. Why Hoger? Oh, you mean the OG? Yes, the OG Hoger. He was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the amount of times that everybody wants to try to raid him with level 1s. Like, come on.
Yeah.
It's been played out 100,000
Not gonna
times.
Kim, what did
Not
you
gonna
say?
Murlocs.
Merle.
Just-
Oh,
Flat out
Mhm.
Murlocs.
that one
They
spot.
spawn too quick.
That one
Yeah.
spot behind the Goldshire Inn. where you go to do the first quest with the Murlocs, you cannot tell me that everybody dies. The first time when you play that, everybody dies.
On the coast in Westfall, because there's ones that just run up and down. And
Oh,
they're
yeah,
the
yeah,
small
yeah.
ones. You don't really see them.
Yes, them too.
They
It's like,
repopulate like bunnies too.
Yeah,
Like you
exactly.
think you've cleared a safe area for you and you didn't because they respawn so quick.
don't listen to them. They don't mean it. Don't listen. Okay, it's all good.
I mean, I'm still very much for a Murloc playable race in Classic Plus.
That's why they gave us all
God.
of the toys. There are so many toys that
Exactly.
can make you into Murlocs now. So
Exactly.
it's like,
They're playing. They're practicing with all the models and the clothing on Murlocs. You know, that's what I
it
want
just
to see.
looks ridiculous. It looks ridiculous. Worst corpse run in Classic.
Hydraul, depending on where you're at, because it's a giant L. Like you spawn
Mm.
at the bottom, and then you have if you're farming like the North Satyr camp, it's a 15-minute run.
Yeah.
It's just insanity.
Ask me how I know.
Yeah, probably. And in retail,
I guess. Well, no, because in retail you can just fly as a ghost now.
not everywhere.
Not everywhere, but
For example,
some.
Fellwood is poop. Fellwood
Yes.
is poop because you can't fly and it's very terrible. There's only a few of them and the map is so very weird with all of the the mapping.
Yeah.
Actually, I
Anywhere
have
where
a
it's
good
just one road.
Yes.
So in retail, in Mythic Plus, they have the waystones now so that you don't have to spawn at the complete entry of the dungeon. Why did they put a spawn point next to a mob in Mycera Caverns? Like after that mini boss area, if you die and you spawn right there, there's a chance that you could pull a mob that's closest to it. I'm like, okay, that's a terrible spot for a waystone, but okay.
I
As
pull that mob every time. Just to be
Belantro
sure.
says, yeah, as Belantro says that it's for trolling a bit. But
Yes.
do you remember your worst escort quest? What's
What's
the
the
worst?
chicken one in Fellwood?
The chicken.
Mm.
Yeah, the one with the disc.
Isn't there one in Elwyn Forest?
There's
I can't
one.
remember.
There's one in Westfall. There's not one in Elwyn.
Maybe it's Westfall. Maybe it's Westfall that I'm thinking of.
Fire Traitor.
Yeah, that goes
Yeah.
from the tower and then
Yes.
all the way to Westfall. Like not
Yeah,
Westfall,
that one's
but
terrible.
As perfectly Tabby in the chat has said, worst escort quest. Yes.
Oh no, the turtle escort in Tenaris. I'm sorry.
Yes.
oh yes.
It's true.
No, I actually have one to top you up, and you will definitely know which one I mean. The dwarf one in next area next to Teldrassil.
Oh, in Dark Shore.
Oh yeah, in Dark Shore.
Yeah, in Darkshore, there's this little dwarf where the big golems are.
Yes, I
Yeah.
just did that
Do you
not too
know
long
which
ago.
one I mean? That was by
Yes.
far the worst one ever because you keep pulling and pulling and pulling, and it's like it never stops. I don't know. That one for me was personally. I tend to forget things, but that one I can never forget. It's like worst. One class you have never managed to enjoy.
Rogue. I'm sorry.
And now Giz is gonna say Warlock.
No, I like Warlock.
Okay.
A monk.
Yeah, I agree.
You hurt my heart.
I've never played a monk higher than a level 30.
Men.
I just can't. They just clash with me.
It just feels clunky.
What is clunky about it? There's nothing like it's
I don't know, it just feels
logical.
clunky. Just feels
Okay, let's
clunky
see
to me.
chat. Let's see chat. What is it? Priest, hunter, DK, warrior, okay, or monk, evoker. For retail, warrior for vanilla, classic. Okay, warrior is hard and classic. That's for sure.
Yeah. I'm
Very
finally
Uh,
playing one.
It's
I'm
two
just like,
buttons.
"Ugh."
But what is then the one class that you managed to master? Like you literally know it inside and out.
Cross mage.
Okay.
I can play shaman in any form of the game. Pick it up quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Or Frosty K. I really enjoy Frosty K.
That's
I
why
feel-
you're dressed in blue. You're just a frosty.
I probably don't play it well, but I enjoy it.
Felony
would
for
say
your
I'm-
clock.
Specifically affliction warlock. Affliction warlock is my favorite spec to play, and I don't know if I've mastered it, but I do feel like I know it pretty well. And then disc priest. Disc priest, I don't think a lot of my community knows that I enjoy healing, and I do a lot of healing actually, besides playing warlock. And disc priest. Disc priest is my bread and butter.
I could never figure out. Now I know to whom to go for all of these classes because I suck at lock and this priest. I only play holy priests. I just can't. I can't figure it out.
Holy priest is good. Disc priest, I don't know, something about disc priest. It's been my favorite.
Since we were talking about coffee, by the way, in the beginning of the stream, coffee or mana potion?
Coffee.
Okay, in real life, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you
coffee.
guys, all coffee drinkers. And one for me, for my sake, bear or cat?
Bear.
Cat.
I've never
Kim?
tanked. I've never tanked.
Okay,
Same. I've never tanked.
so owl.
Owl or cat, yeah.
Or cat.
Boom chicken.
Okay.
And occasionally a tree.
Uh, Another fun question that I just had, like, if your main character, imagine your main character walking into this room right now, what would they immediately say? What's the first sentence that they would say? But just take not hello or something like that. What's the sentence that they would genuinely say?
What you doing, man?
Mm.
Party's here. Like, I don't know if you guys have watched Jersey Shore and Snooki and JWoww.
Oh God,
Like
yes.
15 minutes from where they shot
That
it.
would be my entry saying, "Party's here."
For a
Probably-
warlock, that's a lot.
Probably just being
I
very
bring the
confused, like,
party.
what the
I
hell's
bring
going
the
on?
party.
Kib, what would you do?
What's going on?
What's going- And if your guys' guild has had a sitcom, since she's talking about it, what would it be called? If your guild had a sitcom, what would be the name?
I don't know if anybody's watched The Legend of Vox Machina on
Mhm.
Prime
Mm-hmm.
Video. That would be us. that would be my guild. We are just a bunch of misfits going through and saving Azeroth together.
That's cute.
Yeah.
50 Shades of Grey. I mean, our
Kids.
our chat during raid gets kind of raunchy sometimes.
Oh my God. Okay. Kib.
I mean, the only guild I'm active, well, I'm barely active in it at the moment, which is kind of bad, is Homes of Azeroth. So it's probably like, what's for dinner?
Okay, AJ is in the chat, so he needs to verify.
Kib,
So
you gotta come raid with us, man.
what's one thing you've done in WoW that you'd never admit to unless someone asks you on a live stream?
I cheated to get my Valenier in Old War, original Old War.
Oh my God, how did you do that?
So you have to do it with like one keeper up, and it's a very hard fight. And a week prior, one of our mages found a glitch. When you leave Freya's room and you turn your mage to a certain angle and you blink out the door, you fall into the brain room of Yogg-Saron.
Oh my God.
So we
So
got
you did that.
tired. So we got tired of getting stuck on the boss. We had 3 mages go in there, wait for us to pull. we wiped the first time we did it because we brain locked it.
Mhm.
So they got the brain to like 34% or whatever it was, 35%, 2% before it changed phases. And then we literally skipped phase 2.
Such a cheetah. Okay, no, just kidding. Kip, Felony, anything comes to mind?
I mean, AJ literally just said, in classic WoW, I used to strip as a female night elf. I used to set myself up in in many of the taverns, and I used to just dance and strip, and I would get
Did you at
gold.
least get some gold for it?
Oh yeah, that's how I bought my first mount,
Oh God, Kip.
and I'm not ashamed of it.
That's the best part of it.
Next work is
This
real
is
work,
why the
guys.
Goldshire Inn guy is my favorite one.
No shame, no shame here. I can afford my own. I can afford anything.
Felony,
So-
whatever you say now, nothing's gonna top these two. So
Um, I like to snipe either
this
elites
starts already good.
or elites or rares from others. More so like I gotta put me first. I gotta put me first.
So you do it on purpose. You're like, no.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh
Like
my
I'm
God.
here, I gotta get it and then leave.
Oh my God. Okay. If Blizzard gave you developer powers for 24 hours, what chaos would you create?
I'd put all the trolls on an island and fight it to death, and then when they die, their characters deleted.
Okay, that's a Magora troll fight something something.
Battle Royale, yeah.
Yeah, Battle Royale, that's it. Thank you.
Like anything that character specifically has collected for their collections is deleted as well.
Oh my God. Why would you do that? Just for the funsies of watching them?
Hey, you want to be a troll? I'm gonna troll you right back. Simple enough.
Oh, okay. Makes sense. Yes, Kip, Felony.
Do you remember when Lord Kazakh just invaded the entire world?
Mhm.
People kited him across the entire continent.
Mm-hmm.
I would do that, but
Oh
just
God.
have him hostile rampant across everywhere. That was great
My
fun.
God.
Oh, dude, pair him up with a Void Reaver.
Yeah. Whoa.
Oh God, that sound will forever be ingrained in my brain. Like,
Oh,
Actually, transport the Fel Reaver to like Duratar. Just dump
oh
it in
my
an orb.
God,
Oh my god.
that would
Yeah.
be carnage. Carnage. Felony, what would you do?
Um being able to I know it kind of already happens a little bit in Stormwind, but I would if you're in flight mode on Warlock, dropping dropping a Doom Guard into the starting areas, especially when it's super busy.
oh my god.
Oh God, you guys are so bad. Like, I literally gave you developer powers for 24 hours, and all of three of you are using it to make carnage, right? You could have done something good, but all three of you are like, no, let them suffer. Let's watch
Were
them
you really
suffer.
were you really expecting world peace?
Oh,
Yes.
I would unlock the ability from what's his face in Zolgarub, one that called the blood dot.
Akar's blood curse.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
That is
Hey,
so
you know,
bad.
that was used in real life to like help
CDC.
with COVID.
Mhm.
That was
Oh,
they
CDC
God.
used,
used it.
they used the studies like they had back then to help with the pandemic. So you know, who says computer gaming isn't useful?
Yes. It's funny what also chat is writing, right? There is like, I would put an invisible hole in the entrance of Orgrimmar so that whole players can fall through the map trying to get in.
Yeah.
Or turn the world into chickens, and only way you could do content is to peck and scratch.
That's good.
There is
That
lots of
is
them,
good.
lots of them. Very, very important question though is which famous WoW character would make absolutely the worst roommate?
Anduin.
Anduin with his PTSD.
He's got multiple personality disorder. I mean, one minute he's crying, the other minute he's happy. He's all over the place.
He got daddy issues.
Yeah.
We have kids, Giz. We have kids. It's the same thing. Like, what are you speaking of?
No, that's not kid level. That is. Oh,
Wait,
he's
wait.
got shit to unpack.
How old is your oldest?
7.
Oh yeah. Wait a few years. You'll get there. What else? Felony? What did you say?
Hmm. Can you repeat the question one more time for me?
Well, basically, which WoW character would make the absolute worst roommate?
Ooh.
Millhouse. Somebody
Ooh.
said Millhouse. And Bran Bronzebeard, Tyralion,
I would say Emmett Nessingway.
and Nessingwary.
I feel like I would hate, I would hate living with him.
Felony loving everything, and he's suddenly coming in with like 10 killed animals,
I'm just like, okay, bro,
Get
I
out.
mean,
I'm over it.
Fucking
Get
bad.
out. Our room smells like rotting animal.
yeah.
Ugh.
Zuti said who I was going to say. Gul'dan would suck.
Oh my god,
Trying
okay.
to feed me blood.
Mm.
No, I'm all right. Hey, drink this. No. Never trust a drink from him.
No,
Yes.
no, you can't bring him to parties.
No.
But if you could spend like one evening around an Azeroth campfire, all chilling with any Warcraft character, classic, retail, whatever you want, who would it be?
Brawl.
Ah, that's so cool.
Mm,
He would
Sylvanas.
have the best stories. Sylvanas? Okay. She would be silent the whole time. You know this, right? Maybe
I bet I
I'd
can get
singing.
probably,
her to talk a little bit.
I'd
Have her
probably
spill a
say,
little tea.
sorry. I'd probably say Bane. He's pretty chill. Bane Bloodtooth.
Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
Bane's a good one.
He seems chill.
I'd like all 3 of those around a campfire because the stories from Sylvanas, like her whole lore, Brawl's lore, and then Bane just being chilled, probably playing on an acoustic guitar, very like melodic music that's just like making you want to tear up. Mwah, perfect night around campfire.
Yes, we have lovely, lovely also chat saying here. Illy Daddy, of course, Rathian, Sylvanas, Thrall, and Arator. That would be funny. Pa asked how much damage could Sergeris do to the planet with one of his farts. That is a very good question. Um, then we had Galivix would be the worst because he would charge you rent in your own house, which we agree with. Chen is amazing because Chen is also
Mm.
one that would have so many stories, right? So
Yeah.
he would be really good for it. Alex Straza, yes. Oh my God, the Cluxy. See, the Cluxy are that back in the day was quite an interesting storyline in my opinion. So
Mm.
yeah. Lots of it.
Oh, Professor
Uh,
Fruitus. I loved him.
oh my God. Professor
Ooh,
Putricide was just weird.
I would also want to sit with Taronda because I want to know the tea between her picking Malfurion versus Illidan. I want to know
Illidan.
the tea
Yeah.
between, like, I want to know the tea, her
Yeah.
perspective on the both of them.
Yep, I want to ask that too. Now it's time for also very important people in the room. So that's you, chat. If you have any questions for anybody, just write the name to who the question goes and then the question, and we will definitely read some of it before we finish up. As every good adventure kind of eventually reaches its final chapter, I'd like to ask each one of you kind of a lastish question. Imagine it's 20 years from now, and someone sits beside you and asks, what made World of Warcraft Classic so special? What is the story you would tell them? Like right up until this point, of course, not anything that we know in the future.
Um,
Hmm.
I think it's being able to experience World of Warcraft for the first time. Like, even just going back to Classic, you still cannot replicate that feeling of playing your first day on this game or even your first year on this game. Like, nothing will replicate it. And I think those of us who have played it and continue to play it know that feeling, and maybe that's just like what has kept us around. And we have these certain maybe it's tunnel vision, even though we see what's going on and how the game is progressing. I would tell them it's the feeling of playing World of Warcraft for the very first time and how that's impacted you.
Okay, makes sense. Thank you so much. Giz, Kim.
The bonds that are created between the friends that you make from Classic. Now, you make friends in retail. Well, I have made plenty of friends in retail now. I feel like I have made more in Classic. I think there's things in the game that kind of prohibit that in retail. The dungeon finder, just hitting it and then putting you in a group, that kind of hurts. But the looking for group side of that, though, that doesn't, in my opinion. Because it forces you to talk to those people more. But yeah, just the bonds that you end up building with people.
100%. Just to echo, it's like I'm still friends with people that I've met 20 years ago in a random guild that I stumbled upon. I have very fond memories from those times. It shaped me into the person I am. Like quite literally, again, I have a tattoo and it's a permanent reminder of this game and how special it is. I struggle playing games that are new out because, especially when times are quite stressful, I always revert to comfort games, and World of Warcraft is my comfort game. Because even though most of the people that I used to play with don't play anymore, just being in the zones that you did play with these people, and you stumble across a piece of terrain, and it's like, I remember when we were here. And even though it's a memory from a computer game, it's still a worthwhile memory to. It's all about that for me.
Yeah, that's amazing. We have a couple of questions for Giz specifically, for example. How would you explain to a rogue main in modern retail how different the rogue gameplay in vanilla is, and how exactly would you word it?
So you have more flexibility in Rogue right now than you did in Classic. While Rogue really isn't the premier DPS because they have to tune it better, in retail, you have more flexibility among the specs that you play in content, right? Vanilla, you were subtlety for PvP, you were assassination or combat for PvE. That's how it was. There was no ifs, ands, or buts. There was no change on that. You had to be one of those two for PvE. 9 out of 10 times, it was probably combat. You're probably swords because they just did a ton of damage. So that's how I would do it. Just you have a lot more freedom now than you did back then.
Yeah, as the rogue main for so many years, you definitely know more about that. Felony, is there one dream feature you could take from retail and add to Classic or Classic Plus? Question by Zuti.
Let's see. I think we hit being able to have like all of our mounts and pets and toys collected like in retail. That way you save up some bag space. The looking for group, making, that way you're not wasting your time or other people's time to form a group. And then this is a little controversial, but making maybe it just a smidge easier to get other mounts. Like, even though it's super, like, what if, like, the mount that you get in Classic, that is the mount that you ride. And in retail, obviously, it's very, very easy to get mounts and different mounts. I wish it would be just a smidge easier to be able to have a variety of mounts in Classic.
Mhm.
Especially like sod. I think it's crazy the difference of amount of gold it takes to get a level 40 mount versus a level 90.
Mhm.
It's 39 gold for a level 40 mount. So you're saving all this gold for 40 levels to get this mount. And then you only have 20 levels to save up over 900 gold for a level 60 mount. I think that's crazy. I think that's crazy. So I wish it was
Yeah.
just a little bit more accessible on the amount collection side.
It's like I'll just go by foot forever.
I know. I'm like, that's crazy. That's so much. That's so much gold, and how long it takes to cultivate gold on Classic. I'm like
Mm.
spending my whole a good couple months saving up for that.
And for Kib, question: what was the best ever moment in your WoW experience?
Oh, there's lots of them. But I think I genuinely think, and it's a a boring, very boring answer in reality, because not a lot was going on, and it was me with my first guild, Dragon Templars. I've mentioned it earlier. We had just done the Ubers, and we'd all been getting ready for that. It had got to 11 p.m. We went to Benares and we went fishing. And we were just chatting on Ventrilo, and those of us who were in the party, we were just fishing. And if you remember to click the bobber, great, you managed to catch something. If you didn't, it didn't really matter because we were all just chatting and we were all unwinding after the dungeon and talking about how it'd been crazy. Or did you see how this person did this? Did you see this? Oh, we need to work on this mechanic to make sure that we can time it better. And it was just a very casual conversation. I got to meet people back then, and you learn about their lives. You just got to know the person behind the player, and it really made that guild very special to me. I am a very nostalgic person. I'm when I'm coming to when I talk about this game, it does get quite romantic and quite parasocial because it was very important to me. I have never found it particularly easy to make friends in real life, and gaming and the internet has made it so much easier for me. So just those quiet times where everyone's just unwinding and sharing a
Mm.
moment together, and it's more about the conversation than the activity.
Mm.
Yeah, it's magic. You can't replicate it.
For you, by the way, Kib, when you make your next character, if you make that sod character, right? Because you
Yes.
said that you're an explorer, make a gnome and call her Dora. I
Only
think
if there's
that
a
would be
Bob.
very fitting.
Only if there's a Bob.
I don't care about her hairstyle, but I just
Yeah.
think that Dora would fit you very, very well.
I'm gonna make a sod character just for you, and I'm gonna dedicate her to you.
Oh, thank you. I am gonna just ask two more questions. Well, actually, one question is if you have any questions to me, please ask them now. And the second thing is if I missed anything that you really wanted to say, whatever it is, in terms of classic, in terms of retail, in terms of whatever you want to say, also please do that now. So, whatever you want to say. If I missed anything, you know, I don't know. Did I miss anything?
You're pretty comprehensive.
I was gonna say, yeah, I feel like we really went into depth and had a broad array of our experiences on this game. It was really nice to talk about, especially because you're talking to people who actually know the game and have gone through the same experiences as you. It's hard talking to real life, like even friends and family about it because they have no idea
Mhm.
what
Yeah.
you're talking about.
Yeah.
And
So
there's too much to explain to them to get your point across.
I
Yeah.
fully agree. It took me years to teach my mom back in the day that when I'm in a raid, I cannot just pause it. You know what I mean? Because
Yes.
she was always like, "Stop it now, dinner is ready." I'm like, "I can't. I literally
You
physically
can't.
can't." And she's like, "But you have to." And then what happened is that I got my stepdad hooked on WoW. And then when he started telling her, "Woman, shut up," you know, I can't now. That's when she learned. And then she was like, "Are you in a raid?" And I'm like, "No. Can you come eat?" And I'm like, "Yes, okay, good." It was really funny because people don't understand the I don't I don't think that they fully understand how much weight, does that make sense? How much weight
Mhm.
the game has for us who play it on a regular basis and for so long. So it's like it hits differently.
Yeah, I agree
So
with that.
somebody said my mom is also supportive. And then yeah, there's lots of moms that have to learn that, you know, the internet cannot always be paused. So funnily enough.
Mm-mm.
But I said, if anything, if you want to ask anything or say anything, please do so now so that I can start finalizing this lovely stream.
What was
Two
your first
things.
character, Ma?
Good.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
What was your first character, Ma?
Now this is a funny story because there was recently a first character post on Insta that was kind of get to know your first character, but I didn't participate because my first ever character that I played was on my ex-boyfriend's account. He got me into the game, and he had a human paladin, male human paladin with like white long hair. That he was like, "Oh, I don't play him. If you want to, you can play him." And I remember sitting in the internet cafe drawing maps of Zangremarsh, where the quests are and how to do them and what routes to take, and then I gave everything in. So it was a male human paladin at first, a holy paladin, but when I got my account, I made an undead priest and then beast mastery draenei hunter. Those were kind of my first ones, and
Oh,
only after a
that's
while
good.
I actually fell in love with druids. But my problem was that I could never see myself playing druids because night elves were just so skinny and too sexy, and I was like, it
Eh,
doesn't fit me at all. But then cool Tyrants were announced, and I was over the moon. I was like, oh my god, that is exactly, you know, what I am and who I am
Yeah.
and everything. And so yeah, since then it's been Druid. Since kind of Lich King, I was maining Holy Paladin and Druid. Those were my two. I always played more healers and tanks rather than DPSers. So yeah,
aw,
that's my kind of story. But thank you for
I love
asking.
that. Yeah, I love that.
No, it's really fun. I tried everything in this game. I have every character on Alliance and Horde, each class once on Alliance and Horde. But there's some that I can just not play. Like I'm too blonde for it, or it's not possible. Demon Hunters being one of them. Like, just I'm sorry, Demon Hunters.
We need to link up because I'm not good with Monk, and I know you're good with Monk.
Oh
So
my god, I
we need
love
to do Demon
monks.
Hunter.
Yeah. Swap
Yes,
stories.
totally could. Like, I love monks. Really, back in the days when Pandaria came out, I swapped from druid and paladin to monk, my Pandaren monk, and I was top DPS for quite a while, and I loved that. I love the whole you can't repeat spells mastery thing that they have,
Mm.
because it makes gameplay so much more interesting and intricate. And I have a problem that I fall asleep in my raids. Everybody knows I'm famous for that I kill bosses while being asleep. But on Monk, it never happens, probably because my brain just goes into this, kind of can't repeat a spell, so you can't fall asleep mode, I guess. But I love monks. They're really, really versatile. But, demon hunters, for example, I cannot figure. Evokers also, I'm just,
Mm.
I don't know, something is just weird for me about those classes. But back in
Mhm.
classic, definitely Paladin and Druid and Priest were my favorites. Holy Priests, Holy Paladin, and yeah, that back then it was Feral Druid. There was no Guardian. It was Feral. There were just
Yeah.
cat or bear. So it was Feral. But yeah, it was a nice time back then.
And you couldn't really play cat because you couldn't use your bleeds.
Exactly. No, Druid was really hard back in the day. Back in like
Yeah.
proper vanilla, Druids were hard. I mean, still in retail, I can't really tell you that many people that actually know how to play Druid, and or you recognize people who know how to play Druid when you see them shifting forms
Yep.
often, right? If you
Mhm.
see somebody being constantly just in owl form or bear form or whatever form, they're not doing it right, because a bear is basically made for that they switch, through
Mm.
their forms, and they use, like it's just a different type of class, I guess. But
Yeah.
yeah. And as Tabby said, the feral druid rotation was brutal, and it got back to being
Yeah.
brutal when they implemented the cat weaving and like all of that, where you as a tank have to go into cat form and apply the bleeds
Mhm.
and stuff. But yeah, it's difficult.
Yes.
Anything else, my darlings?
Two things. One,
Oh my god.
Ghosty put a really good question in the chat earlier.
Okay, wait.
Everyone, do you wish Blizzard left private servers alone and didn't make any of their own classic experiences?
Mm-hmm.
I think that directly ties to the conversation at hand today.
Yes,
Mhm.
I totally missed that question. I'm so
Mhm.
sorry, Ghosty. What do you guys think? I never personally played private servers or anything, so I'm really not a good fit to answer any of these questions, but I would gladly like to hear of somebody who did.
So I've never
I
played
think.
private servers. Oh, go ahead.
Nope. Your turn.
I've personally never played private servers, but I know several people that have very well dedicated their time to private servers. Like two of my friends were one of the top guilds on Nostalrius before it shut down.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said, I'm glad they're going after them and shutting them down, because they're splitting our community even more, right? So think about it. We have Classic Era, we have Anniversary, we have Retail, and we have SOD, right? So we already have 4 different versions of the game where the community is pretty split. You're lucky if you're playing 2 different versions of the game at any one point, and I think all 4 of us really are only playing one right now for the most part, because you really have to dedicate the time. With that being said, though, Blizzard should be looking at hiring some of these people
Yeah.
because they're
Mm-hmm.
doing the right things. They're pulling people from their game. So yeah, shut them down to stop splitting community, but hire them to make your product better.
Mhm.
Mhm.
What if Camelot is
Yep.
actually just that?
Then
That
that would be
was my
great.
thought.
I don't
That
think
was
That
my
so.
thought.
that could
Yeah.
also be something, right?
I think
I
it's a
mean,
TV
it's
show.
Mhm.
all very it's all very kind of happening at the same time, and with BlizzCon coming, that Camelot is probably going to be announced very quickly after BlizzCon
Mm.
or on
Yeah.
BlizzCon or whatever. It's just yeah, we're gonna see. I mean, I remember that when was it when BlizzCon, well, when it was announced that there's going to be like 3 parts of the next 3 expansions. That blew my mind because nobody was expecting that. Usually we always get,
Mm.
oh, the next expansion is going to be yada yada, this is it. But then you had, oh, there's 3 and that's it. So what is it? You can't just, it's never it. So what is it? What is the kind of continuation to that? So it's very interesting. Like it's moving to, I just wish that they would slow the pace down, like literally slow it down so that retail doesn't feel like you're running a marathon that you have to keep up all the time.
Hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
for me at least, it feels that way. You just can't,
Yeah.
if you can't play for a certain while, it just gets very, very hard to play.
Yeah. People get burnout, people race through the content, and then they get bored after a few weeks because they've done everything and they're
Yeah,
like,
but
this game has nothing to offer. And it's like, well, you literally raced through everything. You probably played nonstop every day to do that. And so, for other people that don't get to have that time to play, it does feel a little bit better, um, but yeah, I would agree with like the content aspect of it and like racing through everything and making it to where Blizzard is trying to figure out more ways to have faster progression tracks, whether it be for gear or, um, you know, uh, getting ready for Mythic Plus or Raid or, whatever. It's just like such a rat race almost.
It is. It is.
Mm.
Literally last question. I'm at the last question 5 questions ago. Before we kind of put out the campfire, what is one thing you're grateful for this week? Can be in Azeroth, can be in real life. It doesn't really matter, but what is like one thing that you're grateful for?
I got to hang out with my sister yesterday. She doesn't have enough, and
Yay!
she's got two younger children. And she barely gets a moment to herself. And we went to see My Chemical Romance, which is
Nice.
one of our favorites from both of our favorites. It's one of our shared loves. So we were able to spend some time together, and it was just really nice spending time.
Oh,
That's always lovely.
that's so nice.
Sarah Felony, you get from your chat, it says, I get to watch Felony stream again.
Oh, oh, they're so sweet. I would say this week has been just like a bleh week for me just because it's super hot and just balancing, work and game time. But I've really, really appreciated the friends and community that I've cultivated doing streaming and playing the game. It's something that you can't get in real life, especially for me. A lot of my friends, either I work with them because we're with each other at work all the time, or a lot of my friends also don't live near me. So they either live in different states or they live over an hour away. And life is so busy. Everybody is doing their own thing. It's hard to get together. And I always cherish the moments that I do get to spend with my real life friends, but I do cherish the friendships that have filled those gaps playing this game.
Totally understandable. I mean, many of us have so many online friends. I literally made so many online friends since I started Maswell restaurant. It's unbelievable. And some of those people have turned into my brothers, my family. It's very rewarding to see that you can do what you like to do and yet still have
Yeah.
people, around you um that you love. And I'm fortunate enough to have met so many amazing people in 8 episodes of the table talk, because it's just so encompassing, this love from everybody towards WoW and towards each other. Of course there's always, the bad bunch, but usually it's just love all around. Giz, what is it for you? What are you grateful for?
Um, just being part of homes, really.
Aw.
Being able to escape reality through the friends that I've made at
Mhm.
homes
Mm.
and the community that I'm slowly starting to build with Gizmo Gaming. I mean, you know, uh, the world's tough right now. No matter where we're
Very.
at.
Mhm.
I personally I just started a new position at my job that I'm working 12 hours a day. For the
Oh
last
god.
5 weeks, and yeah, I only get to play World of Warcraft 3 days a week. But the time that I get, and the time I get to spend with those people and people in chat, it's so comforting that there's people there to like kind of have your back and like just be there and just help you escape reality.
But in a good way. There's like escape
Mhm.
reality in about it. Don't do drugs, kids. Not that kind of escaping reality is what we mean here. It's just
Yep.
all wow. Um, well, just like every good raid, every dungeon, and every evening around the campfire, um, the journey has to come to an end eventually. And I want to say a really big and heartfelt thank you to our wonderful guests, to Felony, to Kib, to Giz. Thank you for spending your day and your time or evening on my side with us, for sharing your stories, for sharing your memories, opinions, and basically for reminding us that while we all may experience Azeroth differently, we're kind of all connected by this by the same incredible world. So wherever, like, whether your home is classic or hardcore or season of discovery, Kib, we see you. Or progressing through retail and just doing everything wherever basically the adventure takes you. So I think that tonight proves just something very important, and that is that WoW has never been about defeating bosses or collecting loot. Like Felony said, it's about the people standing beside you while you do it. You all three are basically saying that this is kind of the main thing about classic. It's the people, it's the experiences, it's the memories and the friendships that outlast expansions. This is very important. And the communities that all three of you are building now that feel like home. So basically, to everyone who joined us tonight, thank you so very much. Um, whether you asked questions in chat, if we missed anything, I'm so sorry. But you can write me the question and we will forward it to them and be like, answer the question. Thank you for laughing with us, or simply by listening quietly, by the fire. You really all helped make this evening very special. And especially if you enjoyed tonight, please make sure to go and follow, like these amazing creators, be it on Instagram, on Twitch itself, wherever. Please give them follows. Um, Say hello whenever you see them, and let them know that you met them here at my table. And as for me, we're gonna be back in 2 weeks with another episode, another topic, and hopefully another incredible group of people. Let's see who says yes, who says meepoff ma. Um, until then, please be kind to one another. This is, the most important thing. Stay healthy, be kind, stay cool if it's hot, and stay warm if it's cold. Take care of yourselves. Keep your bags stocked with everything. In classic, sometimes you need more than you think you do.
Yes.
And may your loot rolls be lucky and your corp runs be short, especially for you Giz, and your healers never run out of mana. So there we go. um I will be ending the collab because I still have to pick, or me and my chat, so if anybody wants to participate, there was a food hunt uh, for my channel, and we are picking which food item I'm gonna cook next. So if you want to participate, you're gladly invited to drop on my stream, because we're gonna have some polls now. It's only 11 foods that were kind of in the entries, so we're fine. If not, then I'm very grateful to have you here, guys. I'm gonna let you still say your goodbyes, and then we are done for the night.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. This was so much fun. This was so
Yes.
refreshing.
Yes,
Really
thank
good.
you. Have fun. Be kind to one another.
Yep.
Yes.
100%.
Enjoy yourselves.
Stay hydrated. Good vibes only.
Good vibes only. That's it. Well,
Yeah.
I've been Ma, and this has been Ma's Table Talk. Good night, everybody. See you
Thanks,
guys.
bye.
Thanks,
Thanks, Ma.
everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Okie doke. Let's quickly switch. Oops, no, wrong switch. I'm so sorry. Okay. Well, there you go. I hope you guys liked that. I hope it was nice. Um, let's do the I missed you too, Valkyrie. I'm so glad to see you, darling. I saw that you have a new job and that you love it. Girl, I want that job. Please give me a job. I will do that job every day until I die. Um, let's do the voting because yes, I can only suspect that you do. Ghosty, thank you so much, darling. Thank you. And thank you, AJ and Melantro for the hype train. And thank you. I'm so beyond tired. I literally don't know how I'm keeping my eyes open. I only slept 3 hours last night due to pains, and I'm like, it's been a long day. So we have unfortunately this time there wasn't that many entries, so we only have 11 to go through. So you guys are gonna let me just check how to do this. What's the best way to do this? Um, let's do it like this then. I'm just gonna share this and then un momento, per favore. Oh, thank you, Epi. Thank you, AJ. Thank you, Pixie. Thank you, everybody. Very kind of you guys. Okay, let's move to the. Where did I send it? I don't even know where I send it. Did I send it to myself? Oh no, I posted it on my stream. Not on my stream. My brain is not working. I posted it on Discord. There we go. Okay, so now I can download this and we're good. 1 second. Desktop. Desktop, is it gonna work? Yes, 1 and 2 and hello, 3. Okay. Um, okay, we got that down. Which ones are we doing, Ma? All, and do you want a poll created? Yes. Can you make the polls or should I? I don't mind either, to be fair. Okay. So let's see if that is working. 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah, there we go. You can. Okay, good. Then you do that. I'll do the talking. Thank you so much. Let's swap to this one and see if it's working. This is not gonna work. There we go. Haha! It's working. Okay, so we have these four, and these 3. So now we go and we do one versus the other, and then the winner we go then like let's do like yeah, but we have an uneven number 2 2 2 4 6 8 10 11. Okay, well, never mind. We'll figure it out. Oops, what did I do now? So Belantro, you gonna always do the 2 that are in the bracket for the poll, okay? And put the poll for 30 seconds, I would say. So first entries, you can choose. So basically, the point is whichever you want. It doesn't really matter because it's gonna be like the winner against either the next one, or you could do Krenitz and Epic Mumus against each other, and then Shoujos and Ghosties against each other, and then it doesn't matter. We could do it like that, and then just have them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we have Miss Lilith's by itself, so it's 6. So you know what I mean? 2, 2, 2, 2, and then Miss Lilith is gone. It doesn't really matter. But you can do Kryn and Epic Mumus first, for example. There we go. Poll is up. So do you want Krynets? And ladies and gentlemen, I'm not gonna make it. I'm not just gonna go buy a block of cheese, right, on a cutting board. We would definitely, I would either make a cake or something. I would mask something to look like the cheese. So it's definitely not gonna be a block of cheese. Minimum I can do is 1 minute. That's fine. 1 minute is fine too. What? Which one? Who has 2 entries? No, this is like 1 meal together, if that's what you mean. What? Oh no. God damn it. I think that okay, well, even better then, but I just have to check then which ones is it? Felony! Welcome in, everybody. Thank you so much. Oh, Sabi, thank you so
Felonixer just
much.
subscribed for 3 months.
Thank you. Welcome in, Raiders. Long time no see. Wow. Thank you so much for coming. Well, poll 1 ended on a tie, so we have to redo it anyway. Keeping the cake.
John
Okay.
_I_am just followed.
Thank you for the follows, everybody. Thank you so much. Jifo! You guys want to participate in the poll? Because that would be lovely, because the first one was a tie. Okay, so I'm sorry, Salian, that I pooped up. I was so tired. I was falling asleep while doing it. So it's good that we got anything. Okay. But that makes it even easier. So poll is up again. So it's either credits or epic mumus. Bear in mind, please, cheese does not mean necessarily cheese. I can make a cake that looks like cheese. I could make also the chocolate cake be, inside like a lasagna. It doesn't matter. It's about the look, but the inside is always a surprise. So do not judge by, oh, she's just gonna buy a block of cheese. Okay, so whatever you choose, I have to make, but it's never what is really inside, unless it's a strawberry pie, then of course it's gonna be a strawberry pie. Gifo, thank you so much, darling. Thank you. I hope it was okay. We're trying again. You guys. Okay, let's try again. Maybe we should put some other ones, because people are definitely not in sync on that one. Ah, Gifo, it would be lovely if you try Saw it. Really, it's quite funny. It's very interesting. And if you have somebody that's already playing Saw, that would be even more amazing, because they can at least give you like 1 gold and then you're really good. Oh, I'm so happy. So happy. Well, I hope you guys do try Saw. There. We have AJ that can provide. Okay. Poll is up for Shoujo's fish with caviar muffins, something something, versus Ghosty's crab turnip something something pot, crab turnip pot, or Shoujo's fishy fish. I cannot eat fish that looks at me, like really cannot. If I eat fish, it has to be a fillet that does not have eyes and a mouth and scales. But yeah, come on, come on, come on, do it, do it, do it. Which one is it gonna be? Shoujo's or Ghosty? Ooh, Ghosty. Yes, right? Right? It's like so weird to eat something that is looking at you. Okay, so Ghosty, yay! So Shoujo, I'm so sorry, Shoujo, but your fish decided to not want to be eaten. So sorry. The fish will be happy though. Okay, wait, I gotta sneeze. Oh no! I'm probably gonna sneeze now when. Okay, never mind. Let's try again. Trying the first one again. Okay, so Kreneth, the cheese, or Epic Moo. Shoujo should have requested an empanada. Yes. Okay, Epic Moo is the runner. Ooh, okay. Okay. 6 votes for Epic Moo, 2 votes for Kren. Let's go. You still have a bit more left to vote. 8 for Epic Moo. Okay. 3 for Kren, 8 for 9. 9-3. I'm gonna become a commentator like in football. Epic Momo wins. It's a goal. Goal. Okay. So we have Epic Momo and we have Ghosting. Second page. We have Auroras. These two are together. Okay. Or Nemesis. Oh my god. Okay. Let's have fun with that one. Round 3. Aurora or Nemesis. 2 for Nemesis, 1 for Aurora, 4 for Nemesis, 1 for Aurora. Yeah, right, Botanical? I was stunned when I saw that one. 0 ideas yet what I could make. Also, mm, I know exactly what no, I know what the outside would be, but on the inside, I'm still clueless. 11 for Nemesis. Woo hoo 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 hoo. Let's go. Yeah, the colors are amazing. This is so Suramar vibes, like utterly. Looks like oysters. No, no. It more looks like a fruit if you look at it, like the middle part, and then it more looks like a fruit. 12 to Nemesis. Let's go. Sorry, Aurora. I'm sorry. Okay, now let's do these two. Hi, Scar. How are you, darling? Let's do Ice Floca and Celtic purple shrimp cocktail. No, I exactly know what this could be. I just have to think a bit longer how to pull that off, but it's possible. Okay, poll 4 is up. So the muffin cupcake donut combo or the cake. It is the cake. Uno cake, por favor. Ooh, 3-4, 3-4. Let's see. Ooh, 3-5 to Celtic. Salion, let's go. What did Drake write? But Stella, I like your idea with the oysters, but I don't think it's oysters though. What is that? What even is that, Nim? You get an opinion when you play with us? Yes, we need to pull Drake into playing. Oh, Celtic 7-4 against Ice Hockey. Celtic wins. Whoop whoop. Okay, Kate. That one. Okay, next one. So it's these two. Oh no, it's these two. Sorry, not this one. So it's Fermi versus Miss Lilith. And do you recognize this botanical, Miss Lilith? What it is? Let's do it. Current poll. Okay, 1-1. Come on, people. You gotta vote. So is it this thing? Like a buffet with a soup or something? Or is it Miss Lilith's Taco Tuesday? Or something like that. Looks like hot pot. Yeah, this could be a hot pot. Very, very well, could be. The question is just what is in the hot pot? You know, what kind of concussion concussion. Wrong word, Ma, wrong word. Concoction, yes. Thank you, Pa. I'm too tired. 6-4, 6-4 for Miss Lilith. 8-4. Let's go. The delicious things. Miss Lilith wins. Okay. Okay, so we have Miss Lilith, and then we have Epic Mumu, Ghosty, oops, sorry, Nemesis, and Celtic. So everything on the right side basically is winning. Okay. So let's do no. Do one versus the other. Let me just see who uh oh fuck. Epi, what did you send me, girl? What was it? And we're gonna add it now. What was it? Why didn't I add that? Exactly. The blue cake? Girl, what did I miss? Okay, stop. Where did you send it to me? I'm so sorry. We're gonna fix that. We're still in the middle of it. It's fine. We still have time. Did you send it to me on Insta? Alright. Epi, there we go. Hello. Why can't I see it? What did I miss? Like the Jello cake. Oh my God, yes, the cake. Okay, stop. We're gonna just add that to it. Um, 1 second. Gonna look for it. Where are thou? Epi, there. I'm so sorry, dear. I totally like I took pictures of each one. There we go. And this is quite an interesting one, you guys, because 1 second, I'm gonna pull this over there. Right? So look at this, right? She took this here. Doesn't matter if whatever looks better or not better, we're gonna put this in. She wanted this thing, right? So the purple pinkish thing, that one. Yes. So we have to pull that against, for example, Epic Mumu. Let's do that. Let's put so Epi's purple pink Jello cake, this one, against Epic Mumu's chocolate cake. So sorry, Epi. And if anybody else has one, please say no. I'm so sorry, I forgot. And I was even scrolling, and then I was like, it can't be that long ago because I sent you the Murloc, Alex said hello, whatever, but it was that long ago. Okay, so we have Epi's, where is it? Purple pink Jello cake versus Epic Mumu's chocolate cake. Again, so sorry, Epi. Totally my bad. I'm a failure. Thank God, by the way, that you didn't send this one in. Okay, because I would, or that one. That one looks like a boob, a very pointy boob, a Madonna boob. Singer Madonna, by the way. 3-3. Poop. So Epic Moo. Epic Moo's chocolate strawberry cake. Madonna boob indeed. Yes. Oh my God. Okay, again. Let's do it again. Guys, vote. Vote, 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 vote. Okay? Wait, I'm gonna do it easier. Come on. Why are you not listening to me? Hello? No. There we go. So it's this one versus that one. And I'll put the Murloc for now quickly away. Why can't I? Oh, there. Murloc, go away. No. Don't tie it. Yes, don't tie it. So, epic, epic, epic. See, I gave you a new name, Epi. You're not Epi anymore. You're Epic now. So, epic. Epi's epic enchilada jello cake or epic mousse chocolate cake. What do we have? What is it? Should we have a confessions to listening party? A what now? It's a blue beef bourguignon. Madonna's new album. Oh, okay. I don't know. It is? Okay, Epi wins. Yay! Sorry, Moo. Ghosty versus Nem. Okay. I'm gonna put this one. So Ghosty, the crab pot versus Nem's purple goodness something. Can I though? I always am hesitant about it because then when I extract my VOD onto YouTube, they won't release my YouTube because of music problems. So Nems or Ghosty. Ghosty, you voted for Nem. Yeah, so copyright is really bad. Nem! Eee. Hey, don't take the mod. That was me. I clicked accept. The mod is too busy doing the polls. Woohoo! I'm sorry, Ghosty. Okay, so this area here. Oh, thank you. Pa is taking care of my health and well-being this whole evening. So let's give a clap to Pa. Clap to Pa, please. He's now given me food. He has been bringing me drinks, right? So, yes. Thank you, Mad. How did you figure it out, Epi? Okay, who else? Round, round whatever, lost track. Xalian, that's the cake, versus Miss Lilith, which is the taco station. Okay, so taco station versus cake. What's it gonna be? Are you in mood for cake? Then it's Xalian. Or are you in the mood for tacos? Then it's Miss Lilith. Although, no, if I say anything, then I'm gonna just rig it. So I can't say anything. Just please bear in mind that do not look at tacos as tacos. It needs to look like it, but it doesn't necessarily have to be it. Please. Very important. And it's gonna then have your name on it if you win. So that's gonna be fun. The last time it was that weird green cake. Oh my god, that was so bad to make. Why is my camera so off? Or am I just did I fix my posture? Yeah, I think I did. Xalian, the cake. Yes. Okay. So we have who's left now? Three left. Who's do we have left? We have Nems, we have Xalians, and Epis, right? Wait, let me just do something quickly. Let's do it like this. So we have NEMS. We have EPIs. That's number 2. We can zoom in here a little bit. Like that. And we have cells. Okay, so I'll just pull this then like that. All good. A bit less. 100 is good. Okay, so there we go. All 3 next to each other, yes? We have NEMs, we have cells, and we have EPIs. I love that, like, it's funny. It's all desserts, kind of, and they're all pinkish in color. I find that so funny. Yes, pink versus purple versus purple. All of them have pink though, if you look at it. All of them have pink. So let's see. I already know what 2 of them would be. For one, I'm still not sure. Mine looks like the other 2 had the baby. Yes. Showdown. Fight. Come on. So NEMs, Xalians, Epis. You colorblind? Really? Oh my God. Okay. But what if NEMS is Epis just cut up? No, no, it's not. Because NEMS has different kinds of pieces here. It's not that. Definitely isn't. NEM 3, Xalian Epi 2. This is gonna be close. Oh, NEM wins! Good job. Good job! Yay, yay, yay! Well, this is gonna be a fun one. Oh my God. I literally have 0 ideas on this one. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. Okay. This is gonna be fun. So we have a winner. It's Nemesis Flower. Nemesis has won, and we will be making something weird that we don't know what it is. We totally don't know what it is. I mean, to be fair, it looks like a sorbet in the middle of some like cake slices or something. Botanical, doesn't it look like um something like an avocado? The white thing in the middle is basically the hard part, and then you cut it up and then it just flops open, something like a fruit kind of. I won't lie to you, I had a lot of fun finding this. Aw, I'm so glad you had a lot of fun finding that. I hope that next time maybe I definitely didn't give enough time, I think, and I didn't stress it enough too many. So if I do it next time, I'm definitely gonna uh give it a longer time so people have a longer time. But yeah, botanical, I think this is a fruit of some sort, but we're gonna make something out of it. So Akandor fruit. Hi, Gecko, darling. Wait, drugs? Why is when in doubt use Jello? Yes. Uh, with like an almond ricotta sweet dip in the middle. Mm, a fruit sashimi. This could very well be a watermelon, if you ask me. A watermelon with watermelon ice cream with on the rocks. Yeah. And then with like a sauce in the middle. It's like a fruit bar. Yeah, yeah. Okay, well, AJ, I'm gonna contact you for the kind of the infos more about this because this is gonna be interesting. But Gecko said Akandor fruit. Wait, wait. Akandor fruit platter. It doesn't show me anything. Suramar. Wait, Akandor or Arkandor? Oh, drugs. Oh, now I get it what you mean. But does it look like that? Maybe. Because there is another platter, you guys. Look. Here. Oh, by the way, Xalian, the puppies comes to subs. I'm so sorry. They come to subs. So if you want a puppy, subscribe. It's just so bad. But yeah, they come to the subbies of the channel. And you can even choose which one you want. Wait, here.
Zalian WoW just subscribed.
Oh yeah. Thank you for the sub. I'm so sorry I made you sub for a puppy. Oh god. Okay, now you put like exclamation mark come, and you can even do I think come and then put like pug or there. Oh, you got a Rottweiler, Xalian. A Rottie. He's so cute. Yes, it's pug, Rottweiler, Shiba, and Husky that you can look for. They're really cute. Yes, they are. But look at this, you guys. One second. So there's this fruit. Is that the fruit you meant? This fruit here, the purple one? It might be. It might be that. The green one, but this one isn't. I don't really. Yeah, it's this one. That's just a big version of a butt plug. Yes, I agree. It's even a decor item, the green one. But how do we know that it's not this one, for example? Because I can't see anything green here. I mean, except for the leaf, but I can't see anything green here. Well, I mean, in the end, it doesn't really matter what it is in game. I have to make it into something in real life. So thank you, Nemesis, for a very fun experience. This is gonna be quite interesting to figure out how to portray this and make it something interesting and edible. I do have some ideas, but yeah. Also, looks like more the one at the bottom. Also, the bottom fell out. Rainbow butt plug sorbet. AJ, you okay with that name? Nemesis Rainbow butt plug sorbet. I don't think that that would be good. To be fair. Oh, I'm so grateful that my chat is labeled 18 plus now. Like, because this is very 18 plus. Okay, my darlings. It is literally 1 a.m. here. I am beyond tired, but quick thing beforehand. Tomorrow I am joining a stream. Well, I will be streaming, but I'm a judge in Tim is just dying. I'll come on your Discord anyway, just for a few more moments before I leave. I am joining, if I come online tomorrow, just so you know, it's going to be because I'm joining a German speaking stream. So if you are German or you have German friends, let them know. It's going to be fun because I don't have the words for German streams. So sorry, I don't have the words for German streams, nor do I know like housing items in German and stuff. So it's gonna be very funny. Right? Come and watch me struggle if you're into that, or into butt plugs or boobs. Never mind. Also, there might be Valandro, you just chill. You're off for the day. Nothing is gonna happen big that you can't. You can just ignore. You can just lurk for the view if you want to. Um, there might be slight. Oh, good night, Salian. Mwah. Thank you so much for being here. I love you very much. There will be slight rebranding probably at Mars because I will play a lot more games that are not just WoW, so we will see about that. I'm also working on the newest chibi, which is a Pepe chibi, the Murloc one. I'm gonna post soon again. For anybody who wants it, it's in my Patreon shop, and looking forward to working on the Pepe one. And I have to work on my new build, but I said this is a song. Which one? Never heard that one though. But yeah, there's lots happening. My health is at the moment not that well either, so it's more of on a decline than better. So I'm gonna try to be active as much as I can. Yes, that's my name, Belantro. Thank you very much. And yes, so who we gonna rate? Who we gonna rate? Who we gonna rate? It's not Anja. Don't you Anja me. Uh, wait, let me check this out. Either that or uh, mm, well, it's either SCF plays or Mama Snooki. So who should we go to? A song by the Platters. Oh, I have to listen to that. Thank you so much. Yay, Xalian. Thank you so much. Thank you for the bitos. Very kind of you. What is Mama Snooki up to anyway? He's doing housing, it seems. And SCS is doing, she said, impersonating a cozy streamer. Okay. End of season things. Hmm. Let's just show support to somebody who doesn't have that many people. So we're gonna raid Mama Snooki, especially if Mama Snooki is currently in building mode. You should see the house. It's really great. Um, okay, let's just raid Mama Snooki and get it done. Dungeons? You mean SCF is doing dungeons? My nose is just blocking now. Is SCF doing dungeons? Hmm. I hope that But she's okay. She has 24 people. We need to support the small streamers, right? We need to be kind and good. Oh, thank you. I'm gonna click on that to have it. Good night, sweetheart. This must be a nice one. Oops. Yes. So we go and we rate the little people. And I'm gonna ask Mama Snooki to show you guys the build. So you have even more fun. Okay. Thank you so much for being here today. It was really, truly, and such a fun experience to have you guys here. And thank you so much for liking my content and following and subbing and everything. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow if you want to participate in the German raid. Bye Rotty, bye all puppies, be well, and I see you guys tomorrow and then next week. Okay? Stay well, stay good. Thank you so much again for being here. Mucho love, mucho everything, and see you soon. Good night. And we're gonna get Mama Snooki to show you guys the build. Okay? It's gonna be interesting. Trust me. Stay tuned.
Kardashian and Channing Tatum, but
Yeah.
what's up?